એવી રીતે હવે આપણે રૂપાબેનને વિનંતી કરીએ કે શરૂઆત કરો.
દર્શનમ દેવદેવસ્ય દર્શનમ પાપનાશનમ દર્શનમ સ્વર્ગસોપાણમ દર્શનમ મોક્ષસાધનમ અરહંતો ભગવંત ઇન્દ્રમહિતા दीताश्चिता जिन शासनोन्नति करा पूजा उपाध्यायका श्री सिद्धांत सुपाठका मुनिवरा पंचैते परमेष्टिनं प्रतिदिनं कुर्वन्तु वो मङ्गलम् कुर्वन्तु वो मङ्गलम् आदिमं पृथ्वीनाथ मादिमं निष्परिग्रहम् आदिमं तीर्थनाथं च ऋषभस्वामिनं स्तुमः.
इच्छामि खमासमनो वंदे उजामि जय निस्सह्याय तेन वंदामि इच्छा कारण संधि सह भगवान हिर्याविहं पडिक्कमामि इच्छामि पडिक्कम्यं हिर्याविहाय विराणाय गमनागमने पाणकमणे बियक्कमणे हरियक्कमणे ओसा उत्तिंग पणकदग मट्टी मकड़ा संताना संकमणे जेमे जीवा विराया एकिंदिया बेइंदिया तेइंदिया चौरिंदिया पंचिंदिया अभिया वत्या लेसिया संगाया संगटिया पर्याव्या चिलाव्या उड्डविया ठाणा ठाव संकामिया जीविया वो उरोविया तसमिच्छामि दुक्कडम तस्सौत्रीकरणं पाचित्तकरणं विस्सोहीकरणं विस्तलीकरणं पावाणं कम्माणं निग्गणठाय ठामि कावसग्गम अनथ उस्ससीयणं निस्सीयणं खासीणं क्षीणं जम्बायणं उड्डवणं वायनिसेगणं अमूल्य पित्तमुच्चाय सुहुमेहिम अंग संचालयहिम सुमेहिम खेल संचालयहिम सुमेहिम दिट्ठि संचालयहिम एव माहिम एहिम आगारेहिम अभगो अभिराय हुजमे कावसग्गो जाव अरिहंताणं भगवंताणं नमुकारणं न परेवि ताव कायम ठाणेनम मोणेनम जाणेनम एक लोकसनो कावसग ना आवडे तो चार नोटपट पाणेनम ताव कायम ठाणेनम मोणेनम जाणेनम अप्पाणम वोसिरामी.
Oh, that's good. Take it.
लोकस उजोग्रे धमतिथैरे हरिहन्ते कित्तै सम 24 पी केवली उसब मजियंच वंदे संभव मभि अंदरंच सुमिंच पोमपम सुपासम जिणंच चंदपहम वंदे सुमेंच पुप्पदंतम स्थियल सिजंस वासुभुजंच विमलमणं तंचिरणं धम्मं संतिंच वंदामि कुंतुम अरंच मल्लिं वंदे मणिसुभ्यनमि जिणंच वंदामि रिठ्ठनेमि पासंतः वदमाणंच एवं मय वित्वा व्यूवरमला पहिन जन्मना 24 पी जिणोरातिथे पश्यन्तु कित्तीय वंद्य भैया जे लोग सुतमसिता आरुग बोहिलाभं सहायवर मुत्तमम दिन्तु चंदेसु निम्मलैरा इच्छेसु एवं पयासेरा सागर वर गंभीरा सिद्धा सिद्धिम मम देसंतु.
अरविंदभाई त्रण खमासमणाથી ચાલુ કરાવજો.
इच्छामि खमासमणो वंदे जावि जय निसी आए मत्थेर वंदामि इच्छामि खमासमणो वंदे जावि जय निसी आए मत्थेर वंदामि इच्छामि खमासमणो वंदे जावि जय निसी आए मत्थेर वंदामि इच्छा काल संदेश भगवान एक वंदन करूं इच्छम सकल कुशल સોના રૂપાને ફૂલડે સિદ્ધાચલ વધાવું ધ્યાન ધરી દાદા તણું આનંદ મનમાં લાવું પૂજાએ પાવન થયો અમર નિર્મળ દેહ રચના રચુ ભાવથી કરું કર્મનો ચેહ અભવિને દાદા વેગલા ભવિને હીડા હજુ તન મન ધ્યાન એક લગનથી સીધા કર્મ ચક્ષુ કાકરે કાકરે સિદ્ધા તયા સિદ્ધ અનંત નું ઠામ સાતક જીવન પૂજતા જીવ પામે વિશ્રામ દાદા દાદા હું કહું દાદા વશ્યા દૂર દ્રવ્યથી દાદા વેગલા ભાવથી હૈડા હજુ સુષમકાલે પૂજતા ઇન્દ્ર ધરી બહુ પ્યાર તે પ્રતિમાને વંદના શ્વાસ મોહે તો વાર સુવર્ણ ખોપાએ પૂજતા એ રક્ત પ્રતિમા ઇન્દ્ર જ્યોતિમો જ્યોતિ મિલે પૂજે મિલે ભવિષ્ય કમ વૃદ્ધિ સિદ્ધિ ઘેર સંપજે એ પહોંચે મનની આસ શ્રીકર શુદ્ધ પૂજતા જ્ઞાન વિમલ પ્રકાશ જનકીર્તિ નામ चित्रम सके पाए माहि जायम दिव्यमान ताय भगवान वंदामि नमुत्थोम अरिहंताम भगवंताम आयगणाम दत्यान संसबुद्धाम पुष्पमाम पुरुष्याम पुरुषवर पुण्याम पुरुषवर गंजम लोकुत्तमाम लोकनाम लोकियाम लोकपयमाम लोकजोम अभयदाम चक्षुदाम मग्गदाम शरणदाम बोहिदाम दमदाम दमदेशम दमनायगम दमसानिम दमवर दाउ रंतस्कोर्यम अपरि है वना दशदमिय सोमणम जियम जाम्यम चिन्नानाम साया मुद्दामुदम तमोग्राम सवननुम समदरिष्यम शिव मल मरु मक्कम मवाबाह मपुरा विचिति नाम जयम शाम संपत्ताम नमो ज्ञान जे अभय जे विहिन दाय काले संपय जवडा सविजवल जन दामंती कियाम उद्दे अय तिरियो सवय वंदी ये संतो तत्संता इच्छामि खमासलो वंदी उदावणी जाने की आई जावन के बड़े उदे समाजम तेवी तिरियो तेव बढ़िया नमो हस्य तारे पाजे करोता दुभ्य
અમિતભાઈ સ્તવન લેવડાવજો.
યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ વિમલગીરી યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ પૂર્વ નવાણું શત્રુંજયગીરી ऋषभ जिनंद समोसरे विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए कोड़ी सहस भव पातक त्रुटे शत्रुंजय समोडग भरिए विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए सात छठ दोय अठम तपस्या करी चढ़िए गिरिवारिये सात छठ दोय अठम तपस्या करी चढ़िए गिरिवारिये विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए पुंडरीक पद जपिए मन हरखे अध्यवसाय शुभ धरिए विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए पुंडरीक पद जपिए मन हरखे अध्यवसाय शुभ धरिए विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए पापी अभव्य नजरे देखे हिंसक पण उधरिए विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए भूमि संथारो ने नारी तनो संग दूर थकी परिहारे विमलगिरी यात्रा नवाणु करिए सचित परिहारी ने कलाहारी गुरु साथे पदचार्य विमलगिरी
યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ પરિક્રમણા દોરવીથી શું કરીએ પરિક્રમણા દોરવીથી શું કરીએ પાપ પડલવી ખરીએ વિમલગીરી યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ કલી કાલે તીર્થ મોટું કલી કાલે તીર્થ મોટું પ્રવહણ જેમ ભરદારીએ વિમલગીરી યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ ઉત્તમ એ ગિરિવાર સેવંતા પદ્મ કહે ભવતારીએ વિમલગીરી યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ વિમલગીરી યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ યાત્રા નવાણું કરીએ જય વિરાય जय राज गुरु तुम बाव भयम निंगाधि लोग गिरत जाओ गुरु बाव गणित स्व गुरु जोगत छाड़ मंगलवारी जय जगन्याल बंधन विराय तुम सेवा भवे भवे तुम चलनाम दुख तुम समय मरणं च बोहिला भव संपजन तुम प्रणाम करणं सर्व मंगल मंगलम सर्व कल्याण कारणं प्रदानं सर्व धर्माणं जयनं जयति शासनं हरियं जान परगा मंगल वसका समण बुलवत्याय निरोध वत्य सद्याय नियत दानान प्रेरणं कौसगम अनंतो सक्षीण निदक्षिण खासीण क्षीण जमान उपगण मैं तुम चाय स्वामी संचालयं स्वामी संचालयं स्वामी संचालयं मैं मागारिं उपगण कौसगो जावरियं दानं बंदानं काणमारमी ताव काम थाणं दानं मणम पाणम एक नौकार નું કાવસો થોઈ સાંભળીને ભણજો ઓ શ્રી રામે નમો અરિહંતાણમ નમો અચ્યુતાચાર્ય ઉપાધ્યાય સર્વસારભ્યમ શત્રુંજય મંડન વૃષભજીણંદ દયા મરુદેવાનંદન વંદન કરું ત્રણકાર એ તીરથ જાણી પૂર્વ નવાણું આદિશ્વર આવ્યા આદિશ્વર આવ્યા જાણી લાભ
આપણે તળેટીના દર્શન કર્યા. હવે આપણે ઘડ ચઢવાનું શરૂ કરીએ છીએ. ત્યાં બાબુના દેરાસર આદિશ્વર ભગવાનના દર્શન કરીએ, સામે સમોસરના દર્શન કરીએ. સર્વે જગ્યાએ નમો ઝીણાણમ. ભીડભંજન પાર્શનાથ આપણે દર્શન કરી અને આપણે આગળ ઘડ ચઢવાનું શરૂ કરીએ. રસ્તામાં ઘણા બધા તીર્થંકરોના પગલાં આવે છે, ત્યાં સર્વે જગ્યાએ નમો ઝીણાણમ. પૂજ્યની ટૂંક આવે છે, ત્યાં આગળ પદ્માવતી માતાના દર્શન કરી આપણે નવટૂંકના રસ્તાથી આજે જરાક થાકી ગયા છીએ એટલે નવટૂંકનો રસ્તો નથી લેતા. આપણે સીધા જ દાદાના દરબારમાં જઈએ છીએ. દાદાના દરબારમાં જવા માટે પહેલાં આપણે રામપોળમાં એન્ટર થઈને હવે આપણે શાંતિનાથ ભગવાનના ત્યાં આગળ આપણે પધાર્યા છીએ. ચેતનાબેન અને બીનાબેન, ચેતનાબેન ચૈતન્યન લેશે અને બીનાબેન સ્તવન લેશે શાંતિનાથ ભગવાનનું.
હેમેન્દ્રભાઈ, બીજું એક અનાઉન્સમેન્ટ કે when next person's turn is coming, they can unmute themselves ahead of time so we can save some time and execute better.
Right.
So each and every person, just unmute yourself just before your turn. Thank you.
આદેશ ઈચ્છામિ ખમા શમણો વંદેવ જામણી જાય નિસીયાય મથે વંદામિ ઈચ્છામિ ખમા શમણો વંદેવ જામણી જાય નિસીયાય મથે વંદામિ ઈચ્છામિ ખમા શમણો વંદેવ જામણી જાય નિસીયાય મથે વંદામિ ઈચ્છા કારણ સંધિ સેવવાન ચૈત્યનંદ કરું ઈચ્છામ સકલ કુશલવલી પુષ્કરાવર્ત મેઘો દુરિતતિમિરભાનુ કલ્પવૃક્ષોપમાન भवजल निधिपोत सर्वसंपत्ति हतु स भवतु सततं व श्रेय श्री शांतिनाथ श्रेय श्री पार्श्वनाथ शांतिनेश्वर सोनमा चिरासुत वंदो विश्वसेन कुळनभो मणि भविजन सुख कंदो मृग लंचन जिनाऊ लाख वर्ष प्रमाण हत्तीना उर नैरी धणी प्रभुजी गुणमणि खाण 40 धनुष्यनि देहळीये समचोरस संठाण वदन पद्मज्यू चंदलो दीठे परम कल्याण दीठे परम कल्याण जंकिमची नाम तिथं सगळे पायरी माणूस लोय जाय जिन बिबाई ताई समय नामी नमोत्थुणं हरिहंताणं भगवंताणं माईगरणं तीर्थाणं स्वयं संबुद्धाणं पुरीसुतमाणं पुरीसहस्याणं पुरीसवर पुंडरीयाणं पुरीसवर गंधातीणं लोगुतमाणं लोगनाणं लोगियाणं लोगपैवाणं लोगपचो अगराणं अभयदाणं अभयदयाणं चक्षुदाणं मग्गदाणं शरणदयाणं मोहिदयाणं धम्मदाणं धम्मदेशियाणं धम्मनायगाणं धम्मसारायण धम्मवर चावरंत चक्रवटीणं अपडी हैवर्णाणं दंसणं दणणं यटुचणं जिन्नाणं झावयाणं तिन्नाणं तारयाणं बुद्धाणं मोयगाणं मुत्ताणं मोयगाणं सवनुण सवदरिसण शिव मयल मरुव मणंत मखय मवा भाव मकुळराविती सिद्धी गैनां देम ताणं संपताणं नमो जीणाणं जिय भयाणं जिय या सिद्धा जे भवी संतीणा काले संपय्य वर्तमाना सव्वे तिवीण वंदामि जावंतीचे मुडे तिरलय समायं ताई वंदे यसंतो तत्थ संतायं इच्छामि खमा शमनो वंदी मुजामि जैनी सियाय मथे वंदामि जावंत केवी साहु भरे हेरवय मा विदेय सव्वे सीतेसी पणो तिवीण तिदंड विरियाणं नमो
नमो सिद्धाचार्य पाद्याय सर्वसाधुभ्यो
इच्छा कारण संधि से भगवान स्तवन भणो
आदेश मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो ल्योने राज साहिब शांति सलूणा अचिराजीना नंदन तोरे तरिसन हेते आव्यो समकितरीज करो ने स्वामी भक्ति पेटणु लाव्यो हो स्वामी भक्ति पेटणु लाव्यो मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो ल्योने राज साहिब शांति सलूणा दुख भंजन छे बिरुद तमारू अमने आश तुम्हारी तुम्हें निरागे तैने छूटो सी गति हो से हमारी हो स्वामी सी गति हो से हमारी मारो मुजेरो
मारो मुजेरो लोने राज साहिब शांति सलूणा
कैसे लोकन ताड़ी कहूँ ए बड़ो स्वामी पर बाहरक जो बोली न तू किम वालो लागे हो स्वामी तो किम वालो लागे मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो मारो मुजेरो लोने
राज साहिब शांति सलूणा
मारे तो तू समरथ साहिब तो किम छू मानो चिंतामणि जेणे गांठे बांध्यो तेहन काम किस्यानु हो स्वामी तेहन काम किस्यानु मारो मुजेरो मुजरो लो अत्यातम रवि उग्यो मुझे घट मोहति मीर हर्यु जुगते विमल विजय वाचकनो सेवक राम कहे शुभ भगते हो स्वामी राम कहे शुभ भगते मारो मुजरो मारो मुजरो मारो मुजरो ल्यो ने राज साहिब शांति सलूणा जय विरह जगगुरु ओम मम त्वपभाव भवम भव निवेव मग्गानुसारियाय टफल सिद्धि लोग विरुद्ध चाओ गुरुजन पोहा परत करण छ सुव गुरु जो गोत भयण सेवणा भम अखंडा वारी जय जय वि नियाण बंधन वीराय त्व समय तवि मु सेवा भवे भवे तुम चरणाम दुख खो कमक खो समाहि मरणम च गोइला भव संपज म तेम तुम नाम प्रणाम करणम सर्वमंगलम मांगल्यम सर्व कल्याण कारणम प्रदानम सर्व धर्माणम जैनम जयति शासनम हरियंचयाम करेमि काल संगम नंदनत्या पूर्णत्या सकारवत्या समानत्या बोलाभत्या निरूपसत्या सत्याय मेयाय देहे धारणाय अनुप्राय वटमाणी चामि काल संगम अनथव सस्यम निसस्यम खास्यम क्षेणम जंबाय उड्डयमान संगम भमले बुत्तमचाय सुम्यांग संचालिम सुमे खेल संचालिम सुमे दिट्ठि संचालिम ए माय में मागारी मफको विरायो जमे काल सगो जावरिंताण भगवंताण नमकारन पारिमी ताव कायम ठाणेणम मोणेणम जाणेम अप्पाणम बोसी रामी एक नौकारનો કાવસક થોઈ પાડીને સાંભળજો
नमो नियंत्रणम नमो सिद्धाचार्योपाध्याय सर्व साधुभ्य
शांति सुहंकर साहिबो संयम अवधारे सुमित्र ने गिर पारणु भव पार उतारे विचरन्तावनी तले तप उग्र विहारे ज्ञान ध्यान एकतान तीर्यंचने तारे नमो
ચકેશ્વરી માતા પદ્માવતી માતા બધા માતાના દર્શન કરીને આપણે પાપ પુણ્યની બારી વટાવી હવે આપણે હાથીપોળમાં ભગવાનના બહારથી આપણે દર્શન કરીએ છીએ અને ત્યાંથી પછી આગળ પ્રદક્ષિણામાં આપણે સૌથી પ્રથમ રાયણ પગલા પહોંચી હવે રાયણ પગલાનું ચૈતન્ય નરેન્દ્રભાઈ લેશે અને પછી સ્તવન દીપિકાબેન લેશે
Shami Pasman Vandi Jami Jaini Sanatyanandami Shakaran Sansevagan Ryan Pagla Aradna Chaityavandan Karu Ichha
ત્રણ ખમા સપણા
Shami Pasman Vandi Jami Jaini Sanatyanandami Shami Pasman Vandi Jami Jaini Sanatyanandami Shami Pasman Vandi Jami Jaini Sanatyanandami Shakaran Sansevagan Ryan Pagla Aradna Chaityavandan Karu Ichha सकल कुशलवल्ली पुष्करावर्त में गौदूति मेहरबान कल्पवृक्षोपमान पवजल निधि पोत सर्व संपत्ति हेतु सबद सततम व श्रेयस शांतिनाथ श्रेयस पार्श्वनाथ एकगिरी ऊपर आदिदेव प्रभुपति मां वंदो रायण हेठे पादुका पूजने आनंदो एकगिरी नो महिमानंद गुण करे वखाण चैत्र पूनम ने दिने देह अधिको जान ए अतिरथ सेवो सदा आणी भक्ति उदार श्री शत्रुंजय सुखदायको दान विजय जयकार चंकिंची नाम दिसम सगे पालमर सोई जय जिन मिंबाइन टाइम सम्मान मंदान नामोत्रम रिंदानम भगवंतानम आईगणम तित्तराम संसुदानम पुरुषोत्तमानम पुरीसस्यानम पुरीसर पुंडरियानम पुरीसर गंधत्यम लोकोत्तमानम लोकज्ञानम लोकज्ञानम लोकपजोगरानम उभयदानम चक्षुदानम मग्गदानम शरणदानम भोविदानम धम्मदानम धम्मदेशियानम धम्मनायकानम धम्मसारिणम धम्मवर चावरंत चक्कौट्यम अक्पडियवरणानम धनश्रमदानम वेत्तचुमानम जिनानम जावयानम तिन्नानम तारयानम दुक्तानम बोयानम मुक्तानम मोगानम सौगनम सबदर्शनम सीवमलमुर्मणतमक्कय मवाभाम पुनरावित्ति सिद्धिगैनामधेयम त्राणम संपत्तानम नमो जिनानम जीवनम जय सिद्धा जीवसुजाहि काले संपरिवर्तमान सर्वैति विनयनंदन जावंत छियाई मुड्डे तीरे लोये सवाइन ताइन मंदे ये संतो तत्व संताई छामी खमा समणो वंदी गामी जय निसियाय मथे वंदन जावंत केवी साऊ बरेरमा विदे सौवे सिंह ते सिंह पावती वेणती दंड विराम नमो रक्षिदाचार्य पाध्याय सर्व साधु देव दीपिका बेन
आदेश નીલુડી રાયણ તરુ તળે સુણ સુંદરી પીલુડા પ્રભુના પાય રે ગુણમંજરી નીલુડી રાયણ તરુ તળે સુણ સુંદરી ની પીલુડા પ્રભુના પાય રે ગુણમંજરી उज्जवल ध्याने ध्याइए सुन सुंदरी ही ज मुक्ति उपाय रे गुणमंजरी शीतल छायड़े बैसिए सुन सुंदरी रातड़ो करी मन रंग रे गुणमंजरी पूजिए सोवन फूलड़े सुण सुंदरी जय होय पावन अंग रे गुणमंजरी खीर झरे जेह ऊपरे सुण सुंदरी नेह धरी ने हरे गुणमंजरी त्रिजे भवे ते शिव लहे सुण सुंदरी थाए निरमण दे हरे गुणमंजरी प्रीते धरी प्रदक्षिणा सुण सुंदरी दिए एह निज सार रे गुणमंजरी अभंग प्रीति होय ते हने सुण सुंदरी भव भव तुम आधार रे गुणमंजरी गुणमंजरी कुसुम पत्र फल मंजरी सुण सुंदरी शाखा थड़ अने मूळ रे गुणमंजरी देवतणा वासाय छे सुण सुंदरी तीर्थने अनुकूल रे गुणमंजरी गुणमंजरी तीर्थ ध्यान धरो मुदा सुण सुंदरी सेवो एहनी छाय रे गुणमंजरी ज्ञान विमल गुण भाखियो सुण सुंदरी क्षेत्रुंजा महात्मय माहिरे गुणमंजरी गुणमंजरी नीलूडी रायण तरु तड़े सुण सुंदरी पीलूड़ा प्रभुना पाय रे गुणमंजरी गुणमंजरी जय विराय जगगुरु हो ममत्वोपभावो वैवं भवनिव्यो मकानुसारी अटबल सिद्धि लोग विरुद्ध च गुरुजन पुआ परत्त करणं च सुह गुरु जोगोत्तवेण सेवना भव मखंडा वारी जय जय विज्ञान बंधन विहरे तु समय तवी मम हुज्ज सेवा भवे भवे तुम चलणं दुःख को कम को समय मरणं च बोईलाभो संपजौ मय्यं तुह नाम प्रणाम करणीणं सर्व मंगल्य मांगल्यं सर्व कल्याण कारणं प्रधानं सर्वधर्माणं जैनं जैते शासनं हरियंचेणं करिमि कौसकं वंदनवत्ये पूर्वते सकारवते समणवते बलकते निरसवते सद्दाय मे आयते ताणानुपे वडवणे ठामी कौसकं अनतौससणं खासेणं छेणं जमणं उड्डुएण वयसगणं कमले पितमोचाय सुमंद संचालिं सुहुमिं खेल संचालिं सुहुमिं दिट संचालिं एहिं आगारिं अपगो अविरयं उच्चमे कौसगो जा अत्यंतरा भगवंतरा नमो कारणं न पारेमी एक नवकारનો કૌશક થોય સાંભળીને પાડજો તા કાયમ ઠાણેણમ મોણેણમ જાણેણમ અપ્પાણમ વો સિરામી
નમો હરિહંતાણમ નમો રસદાચાર પાદય સરસાદુભ્ય
નમો નમોર્યંતણમ. શ્રી શત્રુંજય આદિજીન આવ્યા પૂર્વના વાણું વારજી અનંત લાભ ઇહા જીનવર જાણી સમસરા નિરધારજી વિમલ ગિરિવર મહિમા મોટો કહેતા નાવે પારજી કાકરે સિદ્ધ અનંતા 108 ગિરિ નામજી.
ઈચ્છામી ખમા સમણો વંદે ઉજામણી જાય નિશ્ચિયાય મથ્યવંદામી. આપણે શ્રીમદ સ્વામીના દર્શન કરીને આગળ ભક્તિમાં હવે આપણે પુંડરીક સ્વામી પહોંચીએ છીએ. પુંડરીક સ્વામીનો ચૈત્યવંદન પહેલા મીનાબેન શેઠ લેશે અને સ્તવન ઉર્વશીબેન લેશે.
ઈચ્છામે ખમા સમણો વંદિયો જામણી જાય નિશ્ચિયાય મથ્યવંદામી. ઈચ્છામે ખમા સમણો વંદિયો જામણી જાય નિશ્ચિયાય મથ્યવંદામી. ઈચ્છામે ખમા સમણો વંદિયો જામણી જાય નિશ્ચિયાય મથ્યવંદામી. કલ્પ સલવંદી પુષ્કરાવર્ત મેદો દુરિત નિરવાણો કલ્પ વૃક્ષ પમાન ભવજન નિધિપોત સર્વ સંપત્તિ હેતુ સતતમ વર્તે શાંતિનાથ આદિશ્વર ચિન્તાયનો ગણધર ગુણવાન પ્રગટ નામ પુંડરીક જાસ મહિમા હે મહન પંચકોટી સાથે મુનિ અણસણ પૂનમને નામ દાન નામ દાન સુખ લંકિતરી નામ દીક્ષામ સગે પાયરી માણસલોય જાન જીમ બિમાન કાયમ સમાય વંદામી. નમો થુણમ અર્યંતાણમ ભગવંતાણમ આઈગરણમ તિથરામ સસસંદામ પુરીસુતમાણમ પુરીસસ્યાણમ પુરીસ્વ પુંડરીયાણમ પુરીશ્વર ગંધર્થેણમ લોગુત્માણમ લોગનાણમ લોકયામ લોકપયવામ લોકપજયકરણમ અભયદયમ ચક્ષુદયમ મગદયમ શરણદયમ બોઈદયમ ધમ્મદયમ ધમ્મદેશ્યાણમ ધમ્મનાયગણમ ધમ્મસારિણમ ધમ્મવીર ચૌરંત ચક્રવર્તીનામ અપડીવરનામ દસંધરામ વિયટ છોમાણમ ચિન્નાનમ જાવયાણમ તિન્નાનમ તાર્યાણમ બુદ્ધાણમ બોયાણમ બુદ્ધાણમ મયગામ સવર્ણમ સવદરિસિનમ શિવમ મયગમ મર્યમંત મુખય મોહપામ પ્રવૃત્તિ સિદ્ધગೈ નામ ગેમ ઠાણમ સંપતાણમ નમો જીરાણમ જી અભિયાણમ છે સીતા જે ભવિસંતિ નાગાય કાલે સંપય અઠમાણા સવેતી મેળ વંદામી. જાવંત ચૈયામ ઉડે તિરેલોય સવાય કાયમંતી સતત સંતાય ઈચ્છામી ખમા સમો વંદિયો જાણ જાય નિશ્ચય મથ્યન વંદામી. જાવંત કેવી સાવ ભરે મહાવિદય સવે સિંહ તે સિંહ ફણવાથી દંડ વિરિયાણમ.
મોર સિદ્ધાચાર્ય ઉપાધ્યાય સર્વ સાધુભ્ય.
ઈચ્છા કારણ સંધિ ભગવાન સ્તવન ભણો ઈચ્છા.
ઉર્વશીબેન સ્તવન લેશે.
To unmute us. આવી ગયો unmute.
આદેશ આપશોજી. એક દિન પુંડરીક ગણ દરુરેલા પૂછે શ્રી આદિજીનંદ સુખકારી રે કહીએ તે ભવ જલ ઉતરી રેલા પામેશ પરમાનંદ ભવવારી રે એક દિન પુંડરીક ગણ દરુરેલા કહે જ નૈણ ગિરી પામશો રેલા જ્ઞાન અને નિર્વાણ જયકારી રે તીર્થ મહિમા બાદશે રેલા અધિક અધિક મંડાણ નિરધારી રે એક દિન પુંડરીક ગણ ધરુરેલા એમને સુણીને ઈહાવ્યા રેલા ઘાતી કરમ કર્યા દૂર તમ વારી રે પંચક્રોડ મુનિ પરિભર્યા રેલા हुआ सिद्धि हजूर भव पारी रे एक दिन पुंडरीक गण धरू रेला चैत्री पूनम दीन कीजिए रेला पूजा विविध प्रकार दिलधारी रे फळ प्रदक्षिणा कौस गरेला लोक सथुई नमकार नर नारी रे एक दिन पुंडरीक गण धरू रेला 10, 20, 30, 40 भला रेला 50 पुष्पनी माळ ती सारी रे नर भवला ओली जिये रेला जेम होय ज्ञान विशाल मनोहारी रे एक दिन पुंडरीक गण धरू रेला पूछे श्री आदि नंद सुखकारी रे कहिए ते भव जल उतरी रेला पामीश परमानंद भववारी रे एक दिन पुंडरीक गण धरू रेला
નમો રથ સિદ્ધાચાર્ય
હમણાં જય બધાય જગગુરુ હો મમમ તુ અપભાવ ભયવમ ભવની મગ્ગાનુસારી અઠફલ સિદ્ધિ લોક વિરુદ્ધ ચાવ ગુર્જન પુઆ પર તત્કર્ણમ ચ સ્વગુરુ જોગો તવ્વણ સમાભવ મખંડા વારી જય જય વિનયાણ બંધણમ વીરાય તો સમય તવી મુજ્ય સેવા ભય ભય તુમ ચલણમ દુઃખ કહો કમખો સમય મરણમ ચ બોઈ લાભો સંપજવ મયમ તો ના પરમ કર્ણમ સર્વ મંગલ માંગલ્યમ સર્વ કલ્યાણ કારણમ પ્રધાનમ સર્વ ધર્માણમ જૈનમ જયતિ શાસનમ અરિહંત ચૈયાણમ કરેમિકાવસગમ વંદણમત્યાય પુણ્યત્યાય સકાળવત્યાય સમાણવત્યાય બોધરાવત્યાય નિર્વસગવત્યાય સદ્ધાય મેય ધીએ દાણાણમ પ્રવર્ધમાન ઠામિકાવસગમ અનાથો સસ્યમ ન સસ્યમ ખાસ્યમ ચેમ જંબમ ડોળમાન સુણ મમલી પતમુચાય સુમે મંગ સંચાલયમ સુમેમ ખેલ સંચાલયમ સુમેમ દિઠ્ઠી સંચાલયમ એ માય એ હિમાગારે મબગો વિરાજ્યમે કાવસગો જાવર્યંતામ ભગવંતાણમ નમુકાણમ ના પારમી તાવકારમ ઠાણમ મોણમ જાણમ એક નોકારનો કાવસક થોઈ સાંભળીને પાડજો અપ્પાણમ બો સિરામે
નમો રથ સિદ્ધાચાર્ય ઉપાધ્યાય સર્વ સાધુભ્ય
નમો પંચકોટિ મુનિ સાથે સિદ્ધ પ્રણમો પુંડરીક સ્વામીજી તીર્થંકર ને મુનિ અનંતા સિદ્ધ્યા કેવલ પામીજી जिन आगम मा गिरिवर महिमा वंदो शिरनामी जी चकेश्वरी जिन शासन देवी उदय करो दुखवामी जी इच्छा में खमा सुनो मंदिर उजामी जैन सही आए मथेण बंदामी
હવે આપણે જેની રાહ જોઈ રહ્યા છીએ એવા મૂળ નાયક આપણા આદેશ્વર ભગવાનના દરબારમાં આપણે પ્રવેશ કર્યા છે. બોલો બોલો શ્રી આદેશ્વર ભગવાન की जय. હવે આદેશ્વર દાદાના ચૈતન્યન પદ્માબેન કરાવશે અને સ્તવન પ્રવીણાબેન લેશે.
આદેશ આપશો જી. હવે આપણે દાદાને ભેટીને જે કર્મો કર્યા એને ખપાવી આપણે. આદેશ ઈચ્છામી ખમા સમણો વંદી ઉજાવણી જાય નિસિંહી આય મત એણ વંદામી इच्छामि खमा समणो वंदे उजामणी जाय निसिंहाय मत एण वंदामि इच्छामि खमा समणो वंदे उजामणी जाय निसिंहाय मत एण वंदामि इच्छा कारण संधि सगुण श्री सिद्धाचल आराधनाथे चैत्य वंदन करू छम विमल केवल ज्ञान कमला कलित त्रिभुवन हितकरम सुरराज संतुज चरण पंकज नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम विमल गिरिवर शृंग मंडल प्रबल गुणगण भगोदरम सुर असुर किन्नर कोटि सेवित नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम करति नाटक किन्नरी गण गाय जिन गुण मनहरम निर्जरावलीन में अहोनीस नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम पुंडरीक गणपति सिद्धि साधि कोडिपण मुनि मनहरम श्री विमल गिरिवर शृंग सिद्धा नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम निज साध्य साधक सुर मुनिवर कोडिनंते गिरिवरम मुक्तिरमणिवरारंगे नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम पाताल नर सुर लोक माहि विमल गिरिवर तो परम नहीं अधिक तीर्थपति कहे नमो आदि जिनेश्वरम हिम विमल गिरिवर शिखर मंडल दुख विहंडल ध्याये निज शुद्ध सत्ता साधनार्थे परम ज्योति निपाये चित मोह कोह विछो निंदा परम पद स्थित जय करम गिरिराज सेवा करण तत्पर पद्म विजय सुहित करम पद्म विजय सुहित करम जंकिंजी नाम दी नम सगे पायली मानसुरो जानि मेम तम सावे वंदामि नमो उत्थल मरियंदाम वंदाम मेम नितराम समस उत्थानम पुरितमनम सस्याम सरवुनरयम पुरिसरगंधतिनम लोकुत्तमम लोहियन लोपजगरम वदेन चोकदान मगदियन सरनेन बोदियन दमदेयम दमदिशयम दमनाय नमसार्यम दमवर चावनुत चकुटिनम अपणियमरणम दंसनम धराणम विटुस्मनम जिनानम जावियनम तिनान तरण बुद्धन बोयनम मुत्तड़ मोगण सब्बनो सौदर्शन शिव मयल मरुमंतम कय मब्बाबा हम प्रतिष्ठि कई नाम ने धाम सुमतम नमो जिनाम देविया जे पुंसंति ना कई काले संपयटम शक्ति नामी जावंदे जे मुड्डे तुले सोयताय वंदे संत तत्त संताई इछामी खमा समण वंदे उजावणी जय निसिंहाय मथ एन वंदामी जावंद की सौ बरेर मा विदेहे सवे सिम ते सिम पणो तिविहंति दंड वीर्याणम
नमो वरसिदाचार्य उपाध्याय सर्वसाधुभ्यः
छागन संधि सुमन स्तवन भणु इच्छम
आदेश आपशो जी हे सीधा चलनावासी विमला चलनावासी जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन अमारा प्रभु जी नु खड़ू मल के नैनो माथी वरसे अमीरस धारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन अमारा प्रभु जी नु मुखड़ू छे मलक मिलाकर दिल में भक्ति की ज्योत जलाकर भजिले प्रभु ने भावे दुर्गति कदी न आवे जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन अमारा सीता चढ़नावासी हो विमला चलनावासी जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन अमारा भमिने लाख चौराशी हूँ आव्यो पुण्य दर्शन तवारा
समारो भवना फेरा टाणो जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन हमारा सीता चले नावासी विमला चले नावासी जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन हमारा अमित मायाना विलासी तमे तो मुक्ति पुरीना वासी कर्म बंधन कापो मोक्ष सुख आपो जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन हमारा सीता चलनावासी विमला चलनावासी जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन हमारा अर्जी उर्मा दर जो मारी हमने आशा छे प्रभुजी तुम्हारी कहे हर्ष वे साचा स्वामी तमे पूजन करिए आमे हो जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन हमारा सीता चलनावासी हो विमला चढ़नावासी जिन जी प्यारा आदिनाथ ने वंदन जय वीराय जगगुरु ओम मम तु बभावो भैवं भव निवेव मग्गानुसारे ठबल सिद्धि लोग विरुद्ध चाओ गुरुजन पुआ प्रथ करणं च सुह गुरु जोगोत्तमर्ण सेवना भमखंडा वारी जय जय विज्ञानम बंधन विराय तुह समय तह मम उच्च सेवा भवे भवे तुम चलणम दुख खो कम मखो समाहि मणं च बोला भो संपज्जौ मह एम तुह नाह प्रणाम करणम सर्वमंगल्य मांगल्यम सर्वकल्याण कारणम प्रधानम सर्वधर्माणां जैनम जयति शासनम अरिहंत चयनम कर्णिकासगम वंदनवत्याय पूर्णवत्याय सत्कारवत्याय सम्मानवत्याय बोहिलावत्याय निरोषत्याय सद्धाय मेहाय धीये धारणाय अणुप्याय वटमाणि ठमिकवसगम अन्नथौ ससंनिससं खासिणं छियणं जंबायणं उड्डुवणं मानिसगणं बम्बलेपितुमिच्छाय सुहुमेमं संचालहिं सुहुमेम खेल संचालहिं सुहुमेहिं डिसंचालहिं एमा एहिमागारिं अब्बगो विरायो जमे कावशगो झावरिं दाणं भगवन्तं नमुकान परमी तावकाम ठाणेणं मोणेणं झाणेणं एक नौका नौकावसक થોય સાંભળીને પાડજો અપ્પાણંબો શ્રીરામી
મુર્શિદાચાર્ય ઉપાધ્યાય સર્વસાધુભ્ય
મુરિંદણ માદેશ त्रिशेत्रुंजय तीरथ सार गिरिभर माझिम मेरुदार ठाकुर राम पार मंत्र माहे नव कारज जाणु तारा माझिम चंद्र वखाणु जळधर जन मा जाणु पंखी माझिम उत्तम हंस कुड माहे झेम ऋषभ नो वंश अनाबितणो ए अंश क्षमावंत मा श्री हरिहंत तपसूराम महामुनिवंत शत्रुंजय गिरी गुणवंत इच्छामि खमासमणो मंदिर जामणी जाए निस्सिहाय मत्थ एण वंदामि.
હવે આપણે સૌ નવ લોગસનો કાવસક કરીશું. ઈચ્છા કારણે સંસ્પન શ્રી શત્રુંજય આરાધનાર્થે કાવસક કરું ઈચ્છમ શ્રી શત્રુંજય આરાધનાર્થે કરીમ કાવસકમ અનંત વંદાણોત્યાય પૂર્ણોત્યાય સકારોત્યાય સમાણોત્યાય બોલાવતી નિષ્કોત્યાય શ્રદ્ધાય મેહાય ધીએ ધારણાણુપ્યાય વડમાણી થામ કાવસકમ અનર્થ સસ્યણમ ની સસ્યણમ ખાસ્યણમ શેણમ જંબાયણમ ઉડ્ડણમાયન સ્કેણમ બમરે પિતમુચ્છાય સુહુ મેહિમ અંગ સંચાલહિમ સુહુ મેમ ખેલ સંચાલહિમ સુહુ મેહિમ દિરિ સંચાલહિમ એવમાયેહિમ આગારેમ ભગવો વિરાજમ કાવસકો જ્યાવર્યંતાણમ ગુંતાણમ મુકાણમ પારમી તાવકાયમ ઠાણિણમ મોણિણમ જાણિણમ અપ્પાણમ. એક 9 લોગસનો કાવસક ના આવડે તો 36 લોકાર અપ્પાણમ ભોશિરામી. लोगसौजोवर्धमतिथैर्जिणे अर्यन्ते कित्तैषं चौवीसं पी केवल्यूसवमधियञ्च वन्दे सम्भवमभिगणं च सुमहिं च पवपं सुपासं जीनं च चन्दपं वन्दे सुविहिं च पुष्पदन्तं सियलसिजं सुपूजं च विमलमणन्तं च जिनं धमं सन्तिं च वन्दामि कुन्तुम् अरं च मल्लिं वन्दे मुनिसौम्यमिं च वन्दामि रिथनिविं पासं तः वद्यमानं च एवं मयभिथुवा विहुय रमणपैणजर्मणा 24 अंपी जिन्वरा तिथ्यराम पश्यन्तु कित्यवन्य मह्या जे लोकसोत्तमा सिद्धा आरोग्य बोहि लाभम समाहि वरम उत्तमम निंतु चंदेशु निम्मलयरा आयचेसु अयम पयासयरा सागर वर गंभीरा सिद्धा सिद्धिम मम दिशन्तु इच्छामि क्षमा स्मरणो वंदे उजामणी જાય નિસિહિયાય મધ્યનામી. હવે હું નૈનાબેન 21 ખમાસમણા દેવાના છે. નૈનાબેન પહેલા 7 ખમાસમણા દેશે, પછી સવિતાબેન 8 થી 15, 8 થી 14 અને પછી નૈનાબેન તમે ખમાસમણાથી શરૂઆત કરો. અનમ્યુટ કરો તમારું.
આદેશ इच्छामि कमास्मो वन्दी जाऊं जय निश्चय मत्थे वंदामी सिद्धाचल समरो सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदो 12,000 अंग वसन मन भूमिका पूजो पगरण सार न्याय द्रव्य विधि शुद्धिता शुद्धि 7 प्रकार कार्तिक सुदी पूनम दिने 10 कोटि परिवार द्राविड वारी खिल्लजी सिद्ध थया निर्धार तीने कारण कार्तिक दिने संग सकल परिवारे आज आदि दिन सन मुख रही खमास मण बहुवार 21 नामे वणव्यो तीहा पहलू अभिधान शत्रुंजय सुख सुकुराय थी जनक वचन बहुमान सिद्धाचल समरु सदा सोरठ देश मोजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि कमास्मो वंदे जाऊं जय निश्चय मत्ते वंदामी समासर्या सिद्धाचले पुंडरीक गणगान लाख सवा महात्म कहूं सुर नर सब मुजान चैत्री पूनम ने दिने करी अनशन 1 मास 5 कोड़ी मुनि 7 सु मुक्ति निलय मावास तीने कारण पुनरिक गिरी नाम थयु विख्यात मन वच काये वंदिये उठी नित्य प्रभात सिद्धाचल समरो सदा सोरठ देश मोजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि खमास्मो वन्दी जाऊं जय निश्चय मत्थे वंदामी 20 कोटि सुपांडवा मोक्ष गया इन ठाम एम अनंत मुक्ते गया सिद्ध क्षेत्र तिन ठाम सिद्ध शिला सिद्धाचल समरो सदा सोरठ देश मोजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि कमास्मो वन्दी जाऊं जय निश्चय मत्थे वंदामी 68 तीरथ नहावंता अंग रंग घड़िए तुम्बी जल स्नाने करी जागो चित्त विवेक चंद्रशेखर राजा प्रमुख कर्म कठिन मलधाम अचल पदे विमला थया तेने विमला चल नाम सिद्धाचल समरो सदा सोरठ देश मोजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि खमास्मो वन्दी जाऊं जय निश्चय मत्थे वंदामी
પર્વતમાં સુરગીરી વડો જીનાભિષેક કરાય સિદ્ધ હુવા સ્નાતક પદે સુરગીરી નામ ધરાય અથવા 14 ક્ષેત્રમાં એ સમો તીર્થનો એક તીનેશ્વરી નામે નમઃ જી હા સુરવાસને સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજાત મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી બંધુવાર હજાર ઈચ્છામી કમાસ્મો વંદિ જમ જય નિશ્ચય મથેન વંદામી 80 યોજન કુતલ છે ઊંચે પણ 26 મહિમા એ મોટો ગિરી મહાગીર નામ નમેશ સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજાત મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી બંધુવાર જામી
તમારી જાણી જાય નિશ્ચય મતે વંદામી
ગણધર ગુણવંતા મુનિ વિશ્વ
વંદની
વિમલા
જલ પૂજની
દુખિયા ભૂતળમાં દ્રવ્ય ક્ષેત્ર સમ મુનિવર ચીપ સમાન સાવક
પુણ્યનું કામ પુણ્ય નિરાશી વધે તેને પુણ્યાસી નામ સિદ્ધાચલ સ્મરુ સદા સમજા
મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી
કરી બંધુવાર હજા વંદે ઉજવણી જાય નિશ્ચયાય વતેન વંદામી
સવિતાબેન તમે ચાલુ કરો.
સંયમ દર મુનિવર ગણા તપ તપતા એક ધ્યાન કર્મ વિયોગે પામ્યા કેવળ લક્ષ્મી નિધાન 191 શિવ વર્યા નારદ સુયણ ગાય નામ નમો તે 8મું શ્રીપદ ગિરિ નિરધાર સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજા મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદુવાર હજાર ઈચ્છામી કમા સમણો વંદે ઉજાણી જાય નિશ્ચયાય મતે વંદામી શ્રી સિમંદર સ્વામીએ ગિરિ મહિમા વિલાસ ઇન્દ્રની આગે વર્ણવ્યો તિણે ઇન્દ્ર પ્રકાશ સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજા મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદુવાર હજાર ઈચ્છામી કમા સમણો વંદે ઉજાણી જાય નિશ્ચયાય વતે વંદામી 10 કોટી અનુવ્રત ધરા ભક્ત જમારે સાર જૈન તીર્થ યાત્રા કરે લાભ તણો નહીં પાર તે થકી સિદ્ધા ચડે એક મુનિને દાન દેતા લાભ ઘણો હુએ મહાતીરથ અભિધાન સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજાર મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદુવાર હજાર ઈચ્છામી કમા સમણો વંદે ઉજાણી જાય નિશ્ચયાય મતે વંદામી પ્રાયે એ ગિરિ શાશ્વતો રહે છે કાળયનન શત્રુંજય મહાત્મ સુણી નમો શાશ્વત ગિરિશાન સિદ્ધાચલ સમરુ સદા સોરઠ દેશ મુજાર મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદુવાર હજાર
इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाये मत्तेन वन्दामि गौनारी बालक मुनि चौहत्या करनार यात्रा करता कार्तिकी रहे ना पाप लगार जे परदारा लंपटी चोरी ना करनार देव द्रव्य गुरु द्रव्य ना जे वळी चोरण हार चैत्री कार्तकी पूनमे करे यात्रा इणे ठाम तप तपता पातिक गळे तेने दृढ शक्ती नाम सीताचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजात मनुष्य जन्म पामी करे वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि भव भय पामी निकळ्या थावच्या सुतजे सहस मुनी सुशिववर्या मुक्ती किलगिरिते सीताचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजात मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि चंदा सूरज बेउजना उबाईन गिरिसो वदावियो वर्णन करी पुष्पदंत गिरिराम सीताचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजात मनुष्य जन्म पामी करी वंदु 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि
મહેન્દ્રભાઈ ખાનદાર લેશે હવે બાકીના 7 ખમાસણા બાકીના બધા આપણે બધા મ્યુટ થઈ જઈએ.
पंद्रमो कर्म कठण भव जलत जे इहा पाम्य शिव सद्म प्राणे पद्म निरंजने वंदो गिरि महापद्म सीधाचल समरो सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामे करे वंदो 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि शिव वहो विवाह उत्सवे मंडप रचियो सार मुनिवर वर बैठक बने पृथ्वी पीठ मनोहार सीधाचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामे करे वंदो 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि श्री सुभद्र गिरि नमो भद्रते मंगल रूप जलतरु रजगिरि वरतणे शीश चढ़ावे भूप सीधाचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करे वंदो 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि विद्याधर सुर अप्सरा नदी शत्रुंजि विलास करता हरता पापने भजिए भवि कैलास सीधाचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करे वंदो 12,000 इच्छामि क्षमासमनो वन्दे उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि बीजा निर्वाणी प्रभु गई 24 मुजार तस गणधर मुनि मावड़ा नामे कदम्ब अणगार सीधाचल समरू सदा सोरठ देश मुजार मनुष्य जन्म पामी करे
મહેન્દ્રભાઈ વચ્ચે કરી પ્રભુ વચ્ચે
12,000
ના પ્રભુ વચ્ચે નહીં કરીએ રહી ગયું.
उच्चावणी जाये निश्चयाय मत्तेन वन्दामि
એ ફરીથી કરો તો કારણ કે એક રહી ગયું એ પ્રભુ વચ્ચે નહીં કરી એક જરાક રહી ગયું તમારે
હજુ હવે આવશે
હા એટલે
વચન કરી હવે આવે છે હા માફ કરજો બીજો લેવાનો
ઓકે
એ ફરીથી લઉં છું 19
હાજી હાજી ઓકે
નિર્વાણી પ્રભુ ગઈ 24 મોજાર તસ ગણ ધર મુનિ વડા નામે કદંબ અણગાર પ્રભુ વચને અણસણ કરી મુક્તિપુરી માં વાસ નામે કદંબ ગિરી નમો તો હોય લીલ વિલાસ સીધા ચલ સમરું સદા સોરઠ દેશ મોજાર મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદો 12,000 ઈચ્છામી ખમા સમણ વંદી ઉજાવણી જય નિશ્ચય મથણ મંદામી પાતાળે જસ મૂળ છે ઉજ્જવળ ગિરિનો સાર ત્રિકરણ યોગે વંદતા અલ્પ હોય સંસાર સીધા ચલ સમરું સદા સોરઠ દેશ મોજાર મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરી વંદો 12,000 ઈચ્છામી કમા સમણો વંદી ઉજાવણી જય નિશ્ચય મથણ મંદામી તન મન ધન સુત વલ્લભા સ્વર્ગાદિક સુખ ભોગ જે વંશે તે સંપજે શિવરમણી સંયોગ વિમલાચલ પરમેષ્ઠિનો ધ્યાન ધરે સટમાસ તેજ અપૂરવ વિસ્તરે પૂરે સગળી આશ ત્રીજે ભવ સિદ્ધિ લહે એ પણ પ્રાય કવાચ ઉત્કૃષ્ટા પરિણામથી અંતર મુહૂર્ત સાચ સર્વ કામદાયક નમો નામ કરી ઓળખાણ શ્રી શુભ વીર વિજય પ્રભુ નમતા ક્રોડ કલ્યાણ સીધા ચલ સમરું સદા સોરઠ દેશ મોજાર મનુષ્ય જન્મ પામી કરે વંદો 12,000 ઈચ્છામી ખમા સમણો વંદી ઉજાવણી જય નિશ્ચય મથણ વંદામી આદિનાથ ભગવાન
આપણે આટલી સરસ યાત્રા કરી હવે આપણે ગિરિરાજને વધાવીએ છીએ તો હું પ્રવીણાબેનને વિનંતી કરીશ કે આપણે ગિરિરાજને વધાવીએ અને આપણી આ યાત્રા પૂર્ણ થશે પ્રવીણાબેન પ્રવીણાબેન ગિરિરાજ વધાવશે
તીર્થ પદ જાઓ ગુણ ગાવો પચરંગી રાયણ મિલાવો રે ભલું થયું ને અમે પ્રભુ ગુણ ગાયા રસનાનો રસ પીધો રે રાવણે રાયે નાટક કીધું અષ્ટાપદ ગિરી ઉપર રે થયા નાટક કરતા તીર્થંકર પદ બાંધ્યું રે તીર્થ પદ જાવો ગુણ ગાવો પચરંગી રાયણ મિલાવો રે થાળ ભરી ભરી મોતીડે વધાવો ગુણ અનંત દિલ લાવો રે
બોલો બોલો શ્રી આદિશ્વર ભગવાન કી જય આજ કે આનંદ કી જય સર્વેને જય જિનેન્દ્ર હવે આપણે જીબીએમ માટે જયેશભાઈને વિનંતી કરીશ
જય જિનેન્દ્ર બહુ જ આનંદની વાત છે આપણે સરસ રીતે આજના પટદર્શન અને કાર્તિકી પૂર્ણિમાનો આપણે આરાધના કરી મેં નોટિસ કર્યું અહીંયા કે ઝૂમ પર 99 ક્લિક્સ અને યુટ્યુબ ઉપર 30 ક્લિક્સ that adds up to more than 260 members are in our room here, Zoom room, Zoom and YouTube room. That's much better number, higher number than we usually used to have in person at our temple. So yes, coronavirus has affected us badly, but there are some good things also, that more members are able to take care and to participate and do bhakti bhavana. Having said that, I'm calling our general body meeting to it's to order, and I appreciate all of you. Continue and stay with us during this general body meeting. Hope that all of you are doing well during this COVID-19 difficult situation. At our center, executive committee and board of directors, our goal is to do what is best for our community. Keeping everyone's health and safety in mind, we have been following the state and local government's guidelines. We were forced to close our center, and I do not know when we will be able to open it. I do not see opening it until December 31st. I would humbly request everyone, please mute your Zoom so everyone can hear it very well. Thank you. I wish you the best of the health, and I request you, please stay safe and follow the safe practices. Now, let's reflect on our past year, what we have gone through, and during this difficult time, you all of us have supported and cooperated very well. So I would like to thank you all for your cooperation. During the past year, we celebrated our anniversary program online, which many people successfully participated. We had weekly pravachans by many dignitaries and Guru Bhagwans like Pujya Sri Ratna Sundar Suri Maharaj Sahib, Pujya Sri Namra Muni Maharaj Sahib, and dignitaries like Deepak Bhai Bardoliwala, Dr. Jitu Bhai Shah, Hitesh Bhai Shah, Champak Bhai Shah, Narendra Bhai Korodia, Mehuli Ben, Vishal Bhai, Mehul Bhai, and also we had several wonderful Bhakti Bhavna. I know everyone had a good time. Our young Jains, about 45 young Jains participated in E-Shibir, which was conducted by the volunteers from Tapovan. It was very successful E-Shibir. Along with our center, Houston and Detroit center also joined. It was very successful Shibir, and our goal is to continue this. Hopefully next year we can have in-person in-person Shibir. And even we can do, maybe we can invite other centers to our centers to participate. We had good Paryushan Aradhana. Our Sapna ceremony went very well, and also Mahavir Janma Vanchan was celebrated very well on Zoom, where Hitesh Bhai helped us very much by giving good explanation and importance of each Sapna. This was enjoyed by everyone. Tapasvi Parna went very well and very efficiently. They were done on Zoom. We also did a Chaitya Paripati visiting 5 Jain centers in Northern America, and attendance was more than 1,200 people. It was acknowledged and appreciated by not only people in Northern America, but also we had received positive comments from India, all over the world. So all those members who have helped us, especially our AV team, has done a wonderful job, and I want to thank them on behalf of our Jain Center and EC and BOD. We also, during Aimbil Oli, Sri Narendra Bhai Korodia, he captivated us very well and delivered Sripal Maina Sundari's Ras. That was also very well done. We celebrated Diwali and New Year program collaborating with Jain Center of Northern California. During this program, our Jain youth participated very well, and it was appreciated and acknowledged. We got many comments from everywhere about our youth, their talents and their work, what they had done. On Diwali evening, we had a wonderful Bhakti Bhavana by Jainam Varya. And on New Year Day, we were lucky enough, we were fortunate enough that Pujya Sri Uday Vallabh Maharaj Sahib, Uday Vallabh Suri Maharaj Sahib and Champak Bhai had delivered a Manglik. And then we had our Dwar opening, Toran Bandhan and Dwar opening celebration was done. During this COVID-19 difficult time, we also had collected good funds to help our local community here in Southern California. Our members generously donated more than $125,000, and we could help needy families in our community. After that, we saw that there is a need for our Jain Sadharmic families in India, and with your generous donations, we could collect close to $150,000. We have sent $150,000 to India, and we distributed those funds through very reputable and recognized NGOs, and they helped us out to distribute these funds to needy family. On very good timing was that Diwali time we could help them out. We could help many families going into brink of some cases we heard about going into depression and thinking of suicide. So with your generous donations, we have saved many lives also. Now, as we have helped everyone, we need to think of our center also. As all of you know, our center, temple, and center cultural activities, all of them are closed down for a long time, and we do not have any revenues coming in. Our expenses are still there. With our appeal, we have received some donations close to $160,000, but our expenses are much higher than that. I humbly request all of you to donate. It is our responsibility to support our center whichever way you can. I would request you to support our center. Last but not least, I hope you enjoyed our yesterday's program, which was arranged by Kala Circle Minaben Manni Vato. We received many positive comments, so let's congratulate all of them too. Now, before I bring the next, we go to next agenda item, I want to extend my sincere thanks to everyone, starting from our religious committee. I would not be able to name each and every person, so because of the time constraint, but I want to extend my sincere thanks on behalf of EC and BOD to everyone, including our AV team, which has done a wonderful job. And this is not flattering comment, but this is the reality that our AV team in the leadership of Narendra Bhai Maniyar and Samir Bhai Shah and other members, we have been acknowledged and appreciated by everyone all over the world. In United North America and in India also, we are getting many positive comments. So please give a big hand of applause to all our volunteers. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to go to next agenda item, and that would be, I would like to invite our our election committee and nomination committee chairs and committee members, starting from nomination committee chair, Mahesh Bhai Shah. He would give his report on nomination, how it started, and then election committee chair, Samir Bhai, will give his report, and then we'll declare our results of the election. Mahesh Bhai, please take over. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra. Mahesh Bhai has requested that I include the nomination committee report in my election committee report. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Jai Jinendra. So as Judge Bhai mentioned, this year was difficult in that we had to conduct our election, nomination, and election both online 100%. Nomination committee did a really good job with communication and with the nominating. the candidates for the Jain Center, Executive Committee, Board of Directors, and a Jaina Director position. So the committee was formed during the Paryushan time on August 16th. It was announced during the Paryushan, and the nomination committee was led by Mahesh Bhai Shah, chairperson, Bhavin Modi, and Julie Shah. There were about one open position for the board of directors, and there were 3 candidates. There were 7 open positions for the executive committee, and we had 10 candidates who applied. They were all verified by the nomination team with the secretary of Jain Center. And for the Jaina position, Jaina director position, we had 1 candidate, Dr. Jaswant Bhai Modi. For 1 BOD position, we had 3 candidates, Anand Bhai Shah, Prafula Ben Shah, and Pinal Bhai Doshi. For the executive committee, 7 open positions, we had 10 candidates who applied. Adhir Bhai Shah, Dharmesh Shah, Dilip Bhai Shah, Jignesh Bhai Mehta, Piyush Bhai Jain, Salil Bhai Dangi, Sanjay Bhai Shah, Sanjeev Bhai Jain, Suketu Kothari, and Vaishali Mehta. All the candidates, their nomination, everything was collected, and a meeting was held by the nomination team with the candidates. And then we started the election process. The election team was, the election committee was also nominated by the EC, and was led by myself, and then we had Nikhil Baidami and Vaishali Jain. We had a very tight timeline, especially considering the fact that everything was online. We didn't have the luxury this year, as I mentioned earlier, to have a help desk or a booth at the Jain Center on-site premises, as our Jain Center was on and off closed for the visitation during that time. But the timeline, if we look at it, the election started on October 6th. Email was sent to all the general body and lifetime members at 9 a.m. in the morning. And the votings actually started at 9 a.m. We had a lot of people, as usual, they vote in the beginning and at the end, and I'll go over that quickly. But this is the timeline. We started on October 6th, 9 a.m. We ended on November 12th at 5 p.m. On November 14th, the results were announced. And this right now we are presenting the results to the general body. As far as we talk about how many times the communication was sent out to our membership, we sent 3 reminders over the last 3 weeks, from October 28th through November 11th. Total emails sent to the community, we sent 10 emails, including and 3 tailored email reminders sent via the Election Runner platform. We also made a lot of Facebook posts and during the entire span of the election. We received about 39 phone calls for help. Average response time to get back to the member was about 24 hours, and average resolution time from the time we received the call was 48 hours. We received about 108 emails, and average response time was 48 hours and resolution time was 72 hours. Most of the calls that we received were around, the ID, voter ID, and the password request. We had to modify some of their membership records because their email address was changed, or we couldn't verify their physical address. So we had to get our GCSE secretary to approve those. We were not able to help and verify some of the members as the lifetime members also. We also conducted a Meet the Candidates virtual event on Zoom on October 10th at 2:30 p.m. We had about 108 participants from our lifetime members who joined the Zoom session. We also had about 50 plus participants joined via YouTube. All AC candidates joined, and two of our BOD candidates also joined. Virtual event lasted for about 125 minutes. Total 103 questions were received from the JCAC community via Zoom session. And we tried to prioritize them based on the question, and we tried to get the answers from the candidates. As far as the JCAC election 2020 results are concerned, on November 14th at 4:30 p.m. we had a call that election committee had held. Our president, Dr. Jayesh Bhai Shah, also was there, and some candidates also attended, and we went over the results. We opened the secure results where all three members of the election committee had to log in using part of the password. And this is just the trend of over the timeline of the voting. About 49% of membership voted, and this is significant considering the fact that everything was online. Usually we get about 49, 50 or 51% of voters to vote. We received about 1,962 votes. There are 3 ballot questions, meaning one for the EC, one for the BOD, and one for the confirmation. We received total 962 votes. We had about 35% of voters who voted during the first 2 weeks, and about 50% of them voted the last 2 weeks. And here are the results. Pinal Bhai Doshi was elected by the Jain Center membership, lifetime members, as the BOD member. And as far as the election committee candidates go, we had Vaishali Ben.
Executive committee members.
Sorry, yes, executive committee members, candidates. We had Vaishali Ben, Salil Bhai Dangi, Jignesh Bhai Mehta, Dharmesh Shah, Adhir Bhai Shah, Sanjeev Bhai Jain, and Piyush Bhai Jain were elected. And there was some analysis and some retrospective that was done after the election. We wanted to urge everybody, all our members and subscribers of the email, to please validate their email addresses. You can go on jaincenter.org website and subscribe to our weekly emails. But we urge everybody to proactively please reach out to us and update your email address, whatever email address you're using. Please update with us your physical address. If there's a change, please let us know. You and your spouse. We had sent about 3 to 4 rounds of emails before the election, a couple of months before the election, to provide everyone an opportunity to update their membership, lifetime membership records as well. So please do so. At the same time, we are in the process. In the last EC meeting, the president of Jain Center and we form a team that will address the membership records and update issue that we are facing and make sure that our membership is more up to date. So that is all as far as the election committee report goes. Jai Jinendra. Back to Jai Shankar.
Thank you, Samir Bhai. First of all, as Samir Bhai announced, those who are attending this meeting, I know all of you are getting your emails and you do not have any problem for communication. But there are many members who are not getting our emails either because we do not have their current email address or there is some communication gap. I urge all of you, become the ambassadors to our Jain Center and talk to your friends, family members, and neighbors, whoever our Jain Center members are. Remind them that if they are not getting our communication emails, please contact our PR person or even Salil Bhai Dangi or our treasurer, and or they can contact me, but send your correct email address so we can communicate well and you can get all the up-to-date information. Having said that, first of all, I want to thank our election committee, including the chair Mahesh Bhai, and nomination committee Mahesh Bhai and his committee members, and election committee Samir Bhai, Nikhil Bhai, and Vaishali Ben Jain. Thank you very much for doing wonderful job. Election process was very transparent and very seamless. So congratulations and thank you very much. Having said that, let's thank our outgoing executive and board of director members, Padma Ben Shah, Ramesh Bhai Javeri, Bhavin Bhai Modi, Ajay Bhai Shah, Vijay Bhai Shah, Jignesh Bhai and Salil Bhai Dangi. They are completing this term, but they are returning, Jignesh Bhai and Salil Bhai. The other 5 members have served us very well, so thank you very much. From Board of Directors, Prafula Ben Shah, she has been serving for many years and she has done very good job in helping us out. So thank you, Prafula Ben. Let's welcome incoming executive committee members. Again, as I said, Jignesh Bhai Shah and Salil Bhai Dangi, they are incumbents. And new members coming in, Vaishali Ben Mehta, Adhir Bhai Shah, Sanjeev Bhai Jain, Dharmesh Bhai Shah, and Piyush Bhai Jain. Congratulations and welcome to the committee. One thing I hope all of you may have noticed, we have been encouraging our young generation, and I'm very proud and excited to see young blood coming in to serve our center. That's a good point for all of us. Thank you again. And let's welcome Dr. Pinal Bhai Doshi as a new board of directors. Thank you again. Now I would request Hemendra Bhai Doshi, our vice president, to give his report on both COVID-19 funds and Sadharmik Bhakti Fund, what we have been doing for last 7 months. Hemendra Bhai.
Jai Jinendra, everybody. I sincerely appreciate all the donations from the community towards the Humanitarian Relief Fund that was utilized for people affected due to COVID-19 around our Buena Park community. We served groceries almost for 7 weeks, and we must have helped almost about, I would say, close to 3,000 families in and around Buena Park. Every week we were distributing groceries, and more than 300 families were coming for picking up the groceries. We had collected more than $125,000, and it was very much appreciated by Buena Park School District, by City of Buena Park. We distributed not laptops, but iPads to quite a few schools around Buena Park and to needy districts also. And we had some funds that were left over on the Humanitarian Relief Fund that we used for Sadharmik Bhakti in India. Sadharmik Bhakti funds, we collected with your generous donations about $155,000, plus some funds from Humanitarian Relief Fund. Totally, we distributed $170,000 plus to Sadharmiks in India. Most of these funds have helped more than 3,000 families in India. The thing is, as Joshua mentioned, there were quite a few cases who were on the verge of suicide, and having received our funds, they were so thankful that has prevented them from committing this suicide. I mean, a lot of families with orphans, with no parents having survived. It was only children, nobody to take care of them. These funds have helped all these orphans, a lot of widows, a lot of elderly people who have had no access to funds. Your contributions have helped each and everyone in a very big way, and they have been so thankful. I mean, we definitely want to come up with some few letters on our website so that we can realize how thankful these people have been for the funds that we have sent out. These funds were mainly distributed by us through Samkit Yuvak Mandal in Borivali, through Jain Education and Empowerment Trust, through Samast Mahajan, through Kachi Foundation, through Halari Usa Oswal Charitable Trust in Jamnagar. All these trusts have been very much helpful in distributing the funds that we have collected. If anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. But currently, we have received a sincere request. The day-to-day requirement is probably not all that great as like before, but there have been quite a few families who have lost their only breadwinner. The whole family is totally now under verge of collapse. There is nobody who can provide them for their daily needs. There are at least 500 families identified like that who has on a day-to-day basis no income, and they need some way to survive. And we are trying to at least launch a scheme wherein we can help at least 100 families for 1 year. I'm sure their need would be for quite a few years because the youngest son would probably be like 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. So by the time that young son starts making some funds or income, the family will have to be supported. And we will try to do our best, just like we have done before, collecting $155,000 plus for this Sadharmic Bhakti Fund. This is something that we would have to discuss and bring it up to the ECBOD and launch a scheme and try to help as many families as possible with your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hemendra Bhai. To add, in our election committee results, that one thing I need to add to it, and that is this is new thing we have started, is to elect board of director for Jaina. Last year we had 3 board of directors served, and I would like to thank all of them: Dr. Jaswant Bhai Modi, Ashok Bhai Savla, and Sushma Ben. This time all 3 these positions were open. Jaswant Bhai Modi is elected uncontested, and 2 other positions are vacant. So board of directors now will it will be discussed during board of director to fill those 2 positions, just for your information. Now I would request Vipin Bhai Wadecha to give quick report update on Jeevdaya funds, and then we'll go next to our finance report. Thank you. Vipin Bhai.
Sorry. Jai Jinendra. This year we distributed like every other year for Jeevdaya. This year, because of COVID, it was not as good as last year. In 2019, we distributed total of $100,000. This year, we distributed about $55,000. Out of that, normally we would distribute at the end of the year, but because of COVID, we are getting lots of requests from India and local to do mid-year distribution. So we did distribute about $5,500 in June to India, then another $30,000 to India in July. Then at the same time, we distributed about $3,000 to Loving Arms in Colorado. Then final distribution about $9,500 to India, and $5,000 to domestic Jeevdaya organizations.
total was about $55,000. I would request everybody to please donate online for Jivdaya, because this year was pretty bad compared to the years before. Like Jashbhai said, because of COVID, we are not visiting Gen Center, but we still need to keep donating online. So please donate for Jivdaya, Gen Center, and other good causes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vipin Bhai. Before I request Vipul Bhai and Sridhar Bhai to present our finance report, this is just the information that, and this could not have happened without all of your support. First of all, our Jain Center, as all of you know, that we are always in the forefront, helping helping people all over the world at any calamity. I'm not boasting about it, but our center is the only one who stands up and generates large amount of funds to send out to the disaster affected areas. And after we started our Jain Sadharmik Bhakti Fund program, Jaina had also requested us to continue that program, and they had asked me to chair the committee, Jaina Sadharmik Bhakti Fund Committee. And we are happy to announce that as of today, we have collected or pledges received is $569,000, out of which already $320,000 have been distributed to India. And as I mentioned earlier, that right on time for Diwali time, many families got this much needed help. Still, donations are coming in. So with your generous support, we have done locally and internationally. I want to thank you all and congratulations. Vipul Bhai, would you please present our finance report?
Yes, sure. Jai Jinendra, everyone. As you all know, we require by the bylaws that our financial has to be reviewed by the independent accountant. For last several years, Sridhar Bhai and Rupa Ben used to provide that service. Now Sridhar Bhai being a EC member, there's a conflict of interest. He could not, or his firm could not do that, and we have engaged another law firm, another CPA firm, Chug CPA firm, who has reviewed our financial statements as of December 31st, 2019, basically for the year of 2019. Sridhar Bhai, can you go to the third page? Fourth page, I'm sorry. The first statement I'm going to show you is the first statement of financial position, which will show a balance as of December 31st, 2019, our financial position. The cash and equivalents, we had about $1.9 million. We have $980,000 worth of the account receivable, which is net of doubtful account of doubtful amount of 120,000. We have advance towards the UCR Srimat Rajchandra chair, 114,000, and property and equipments, all those net of accumulated depreciation of $16.9 million. So total our assets for the Jain Center is about $20 million, or $19,954,000 to be exact. Next is the liability. Liability, we have accounts payable, accrued expenses about $16,000. Due to members, the $65,000 is, some of the members have the credit balance, they pay in advance. This is what it is. The total, we have about $65,000 in total. Notes payable is $3.6 million. That is the interest-free loan, total of what, $3.6 million. So total liability, what we have is about $3,697,000. And then net assets without the donors restriction is $15,609,000, and with the donors restriction, this is a restricted donation, $647,000. So total net assets, we have $16,257,000. Total liability and net asset is $19.9 million. That is the same total assets of $19.9 million. Can we go to the next of activities, which will show our revenue for the year and expense for the year? Now, support and services, the total contribution we got is about $1,377,000 in whole year. Other income is like our the rent we get for the post office and interest income from the bank. We have a couple of CDs and everything. That's equivalent to $162,000. So total support and revenue we got for the year is $1,539,000. And total expense for the year is program service is $1.2 million, whereas supporting service is $185,000. Now, this support service is, you can say, support service or management service or whatever is required to as an administrative expense. This is required by the general accounting principle that we have to show that what is the support service it is. Now, change in assets is $84,000 plus, and net assets was in the beginning of the year was $16 million, $173,000. So total asset end of the year as of December 31st, 2019 is $16,257,000. Now, the next one it shows the statements of function. It basically shows our expenses for the year. I will go line by line item. Collectible is about $2,130. We have bank and credit card fees, $7,642. Now, this one is like we are getting lot of credit card payments, and this is where the expense it occurs, $7,642 for the year. Building maintenance is $54,113. Depreciation, this is not a cash expense or anything, but depreciation expense was $470,000. Devdravya, we had to repair the dome on top of the Derasar. That was expense. That was the Devdravya expense of about $21,803. Dignitary civics, whatever the dignitaries, they come here, their expense is about $19,000. Insurance, $33,000. JCYC expense is about $41,000. Kitchen, food, catering services, whatever our, Swami Vatsal and everything, $107,000. Office expense about $22,968. Outside services, $4,000. Professional services like accounting and legal expense, $7,000. Property and payroll tax, $37,000. Restricted donation expense is whatever the donation restricted we get, like a Jivdaya or any other restricted donation. When we disperse it, we show it here as an expense. That's $291,000. Basically, restricted donation we disperse is $291,000. Other donation, $47,000. Salaries, $120,000. Security expense was $22,000. Telephone expense about $8,000, and utilities is about $37,459. So total expense for the year is $1,455,000 and $551. Just for the note here, out of these $570,000 of depreciation is not a cash expense. The next one is statement of cash flow. Like beginning balance and ending balance. The beginning balance was $84,000 in the cash flow. Adjustment like bad debt. This is $2130. Depreciation was $570. As I told you, that's not a cash expense, so we have to put it back in there. Now this is a change in unconditional promises to give. That's the pledge. That's a different. The change in the pledge. Basically, 159,000 is less receivable from the members. So that is why we had to take it out from here. Due to members, $50,000 due to members, it means advances we received from members with the credit balance is $50,000, but this is the change in amount. It's not an exact amount for this year. Accounts payable and accrued expense, again, this is a change, $9,487. So net cash provided by the operating activities only is $538,000 change in cash. Cash flow from the investing, acquisition of the property and equipment is $212,000 we spent. At the same time, we got the proceeds from the Srimat Rajchandra UCI chair, $110,000. So here from the investing activities, negative $102,000 in cash flow. Cash flow from financing activity. Repayment of notes payable, basically we paid back to the members for their interest-free loan, $189,000. Whereas we got back more loan from the members is $451,000. So net cash used in financial activity is $438,000 since we paid more than what we received. So net change in cash and cash equivalent is about negative $2,609. Cash equivalent in the beginning of the year was $1.9 million. Plus current year activities, the total is gone down cash equivalent by about $2,600. So it's now $1,905,000 about. Now there are some footnotes here. Sridhar, you said you want to go over all these footnotes, right?
Sure. Jai Jinendra, everyone. So because we are preparing reviewed financial statements and we are presenting with footnotes. So footnotes are something that gives more understanding to the reader what the financial statements, what the center is doing. So the first thing is describes our center's activity. Note 2 refers to the accounting policies that the center has adopted. So basically, we are saying that we are basing generally accepted accounting principles on accrual basis. We are also, it tells you what is considered to be restricted donation and what is considered to be non-restricted donation. It talks about the estimate. So depreciation, for example, is considered to be an estimate. So that is why we need to disclose it. Property and equipment. So it tells you how we are depreciating building and other improvements. We are depreciating over 39 years. Some equipment and furniture over 5 and 7 years. It tells a little bit more information about contribution and promises to give, that how we are recognizing the revenue on an accrual basis under accounting principles. So it gives you a little bit more understanding of what our accounting policy is. Allowance for doubtful accounts at the end of the year. If members have pledged money and we don't see any activity over years, despite all of our efforts, then we have to provide for non-collectible pledges. So that is what the allowance for doubtful accounts is. We are saying to the reader that Jain Center is a 501c3 organization under Internal Revenue Code. And, so that's the disclosure. And functional allocation of expenses is a new requirement that nonprofit organizations are supposed to disclose how much they are using for the program services and how much is used for the management expenses. So that's what it is. Note 3 is about whenever you have more than $250,000, because that is the amount that is insured by FDIC. So what we are saying is that we have more money in there. However, we have not had any loss of money over the years. Our unconditional promises to give. This is a further breakdown of what was there for the pledges receivable on the financial statement. So that's the disclosure that we have here. We have a note about the UCR Rajchandra chair about how much is receivable and payable towards that particular asset and a liability. I understand that property and equipment, this is a further breakdown of what is included in the property and equipment. We are supposed to, as a nonprofit organization, we are supposed to disclose how are our finances doing and what our liquidity position. So this footnote basically gives an idea about what our cash positions are, what our expended expenditure are. So these are all estimates based on that. The expenses are always an estimate. So our financial situation is in a fairly good shape. We have a line of credit with Manufacturers Bank, which was $3 million that has expired. However, we are renegotiating the line with the bank right now. The $3.6 million Note 9 refers to the members' interest-free loan. So that's payable on demand. And the due to members are the credit balances that that Vipulbhai has mentioned, that some members pay donations in advance. So we show that as a liability because we have not issued the donation receipt to those members. Subsequent event by GAAP rules, through the date of the financial statement, if anything significant that has happened that we are supposed to disclose. So one of the event is through PPP and Vipulbhai's efforts, we were able to secure $24,000 loan under PPP, and we understand that majority of this money would be forgiven when we apply for the forgiveness of loans. So that 24,000 was received by the center in the subsequent years. Vipulbhai, you want to go over some other information in here?
Yes. Now this one shows that this is the contribution we received from the members without any restriction. So it's the statements of contribution without donors restrictions and other income. Now total JCYC income, only income, it doesn't have any expense in here, $94,000. Membership, we got 12 new membership, basically $12,731. Swami Vatshalya, Pathshala, Bhojanshala, all those income we got about $203,000. And other income, that's $303,000. Then now this other income could be the direct, basically general income. People pay the donations, doesn't mention anything what they're paying for, or sometimes we get the 35% of the Devdravya money towards our general fund. So those all income is included into the other income, is total $303,000. This one also includes the Mahila Mandal income in 2019, just for your information. Now, other income, we got it like a facilities. That's the post office building rental income, plus our facility we rent downstairs in Mel Halls. That is income for the 2019 was $138,000. And interest income we got, $24,000 for the year of 2019. So total other income, $162,000. Total contribution without donors restriction was $612,000. Now, the next one is all the net asset with donors restriction. These are the line item where there is a restriction there. This is for the specific purpose only, all this. Then this is called the restricted donations. Now we have AMSA awareness. We have about 653 sitting in there. We have Ambil Holy money. We have collected about 48,000. Balance as of December 31st, 2019 is $48,512. New complex building is $218,000. This will be capitalized maybe when we do something about the new building. Devdravya, $162,000. From 2019, we are starting this new Devdravya as a liability or restricted fund. That is just for the Devdravya, to be used only just for the Devdravya only. We have Gyan Bhandar, $9,167. We have Jirawala Parswanath money is $85,688. Jivdaya money, this is again as of December 31st, 2019. As of December 31st, Jivdaya money was $59,510. Other direct donation is $31,000. Hurricane disaster somehow is just sitting. I think we already utilized it in 2020, but $1,392. TCCOP is $4,073. $1,200 for the UCI chair. Vayawach is about $6,437, and wellness program is $18,880. So total restricted fund balance as of December 31st was $647,662.
Vipul bhai, do you need the financial statement? Should I stop sharing so that if you
Yes. No, I don't need it now anymore. If anybody has any question, I'm ready for the questions. And Jayesh bhai, there is one comment here in the chat line. Can you address that if you don't mind, please?
Thank you. So we had a recent discussion and meetings, and we have moved approximately, I don't have exact amount, but $75,000 to a restricted fund for Mahila Mandal. And I do not have the number, but whatever funds we have for seniors, that would be moved to restricted funds. And anyone has any other question? Vipul bhai,
Jayesh bhai, can I add something?
Please.
So, since these financial statements are as of December 31st, 2019, and Mahila Mandal funds to be reinstated, that event happened in 2020, a few days ago. So that's the reason why you do not see Mahila Mandal's funds separately in the restricted fund donation fund expense account. However, in 2020 financials, you will see that amount separately.
Thank
you, Shridhar bhai. And not only that, but also we'll have the seniors also. Asendra bhai, you have a comment?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Lucky that. Thank you.
Thank you. If there is no other question, can we move to the next agent?
Jayesh bhai, can I get 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Jayesh bhai, can I get 2 minutes?
Yeah, I want to say something. Okay, you go ahead. I want to thank you and your team, Paresha Ben and Shridhar bhai and Rupa. So first you go ahead and say that, and then I'll thank you.
Yeah, that's what I
Just
have.
Quickly, sorry to interject, Vipul bhai. There is a question from Pramod bhai about total liability. If you can please answer that one.
Okay. Yes, Pramod bhai, total liability is basically our liability is accounts, notes payable or interest-free loan payable is about $3,615,000 as of December 31st, 2019.
Also, he wants to know notes payable minus cash and accounts receivables.
Okay.
It comes out to be 1.7 million approximately, give or take few thousand, right?
Yes.
So 3.6 minus 1.9, and that comes out to be 1.7.
No. 1.9 plus receivable is $980,000 minus $3.6 million is about cash balance is about $1.7 million.
Actually, we have a deficit. It's not a balance.
Sorry.
And
Yes,
the reason why we have a deficit is because we purchased the new temple building, and that is included in our asset. However, we don't have because we self-financed it, it is payable to the members. So actually, this is a great opportunity to get us out of the notes payable to the members, so that more donations towards that cause would certainly help the center.
Thank you, Shridhar bhai.
Just as of today, if you want, then we have about negative. If you collect every single penny of the receivable, pledged receivable, and we pay back every single interest-free loan, we still in negative about $600,000 to $700,000.
Thank you, Vipul bhai and Shridhar bhai. Thank you. On behalf of Jain Center of Southern California, EC and BOD, I want to thank Vipul bhai and his team, Paresha Ben. They have been doing wonderful job. Geeta Ben is helping out, and Shridhar bhai, Rupa Ben, Pramod bhai, all of those who are helping in this financing reporting. Thank you again. And now
I want to thank you. Thank Falguni also, who is always here every Sunday. Even they are here right now, Falguni and Paresha Ben, even in this COVID situation. Also Kishore bhai, who is helping me with the SEH. Geeta Ben. Oh, she's the great help. She's always there for us whenever we need her. And I want to thank all JCSC Sangh for giving me this opportunity to serve. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just 1 minute. I want to thank the whole team. And sometimes I know that we send the emails to the treasurer, and sometimes the email does not come back on the same day. This team puts hundreds of hours during the year, maybe thousands of hours to get to where we are today. So I want to thank each and every one of us for helping, giving the extended help. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sridhar Bhai, for bringing that up. So I want each and every member of this Sangh know that we are so fortunate that we have so many committees and so many volunteers doing selfless without expecting any honor. Rupaben, I see your smiling face. Without any expectation, they have been doing selfless seva. So please give a big round of applause to everyone. Thank you. And last but not the least, now you know the pulse of our financial pulse of our community or our center. And it is again, I don't need to keep on saying, but it's my humble request to help out and let's get out of this debt what we are in, and we can be in black rather than being in red. I appreciate. Thank you very much. Now I would request Dr. Mahendra Bhai Shah to give religious committee's report. And thank you.
Jesh Bhai, there is one more question
Please,
from Vinaben.
Let me look at the question.
Okay.
I will address that question, Jayesh Bhai. The committee that was formed to distribute the humanitarian relief fund has now decided that whatever funds that has been left over in the humanitarian relief fund is now being transferred for Sadhunik Bhakti Fund, which is going to be helped for people in India.
Thank you, Mahendra Bhai. Mahendra Bhai, please.
Jai Jinendra, JCSC is heading into the final days of the year 2020. All of us have faced many challenges due to COVID-19 pandemic. Keeping Jain principles in mind, JCSC has continued to celebrate our all ongoing programs and our planned special events, if not in person, not in person, but with minimum participation and also with virtual Zoom media. For these events like daily Ashtaprakari Puja, Aarti Mangal Diyo, Pathshala classes, aided Swadhyay classes, weekly evening Swadhyay, monthly Puja, Bhavana Bhakti, and special events like Buddha Ambi Loli, Mahavir Janma Kalyanak, JCSC yearly celebration, Children's Summer Sibir, Paryushan, Das Lakshna, Chaitra Paripati to 5 different Jain centers of the North America, Diwali in a Jain way. Additionally, JCSC has invited some dignitaries for the religious discourses. Sripal Maina Sundari Ras during Aso month Oli. Special Bhavana Bhakti on Zoom with well-known musicians. We hope this pandemic ends soon and we can resume our routine daily activities at our temple in person. Jain Center appreciates all volunteers for hard work, dedication, and seva. We hope for the better year ahead in 2021. With this hope, JCSC of a better vision of celebrating Buddha Andiloli, Mahavir Janma Kalyana, 3 days of JCSC anniversary celebration in a grand approach, religious discourses, Summer Sibir, Bhav Yatra, Yatra Trik, Paryushan and Daslakshna, Parva celebration, and Diwali 2021 and much more. With us, we all celebrate 18 Abhisheks, puja of private idols, and will attend Pratishtha Mahotsav at Sacramento. The first demand is 18th Abhishek Puja to celebrate. If we are still in a pandemic, we will try to celebrate this on a Zoom, and that has been celebrated in Chicago also. So every member can participate at their home with their pratimas, and the supply will be given them, and the Vidikar will do from India or somewhere nearby.
So that will be our first thing. Another thing I would like to say that we are going to celebrate our anniversary program in a big way. We will have a 3 days program. We are going to have all the routine, this Abhishek, Sattarvedi Puja, and the Dwaja ceremony, Bhavana Bhakti. But there are something in our mind. If in person is allowed, we can enrich this program in a better way. Paryushan and Dash Lakshana dignitaries we have finalized, and if it is not in a COVID-19 position, they will be here to deliver all the Swadhyay. We will add some of the dignitaries from the India also. They can come down over here or they can be on a Zoom also. We will do all our best for the religious purposes and Jain principles to celebrate in our center with our wholehearted. And though we are sorry that we cannot observe our main functions in this pandemic situation, but at the same time, we are not sorry that we have missed anything, maybe in a Zoom. And while having on a Zoom, we also followed the Acharya's guidelines also that which can be done and which cannot be. So pardon us for this Adar Abhishek private Pratima and Adar Abhishek of all our uh, bounty and everybody. So we will try to do it first thing and followed by what we have in a Jain JCST calendar 2021. Uh, I think everybody may have received it, and we will follow those events plus additional events like summer Sibir, which was observed last year also. We can observe summer Sibir in person over here for whole of the America, or if it is not possible, it will be definitely on a Zoom outline. So dignitaries and our local sadhyakas and those who have done much more work for our Diwali celebration in a Jain way and other things, we religious committee is very thankful to them, and we invite your feedback from whole of the community what to do, and with the blessings of the Paramatma Mahavir Swami, we will do as much as possible according to his preaching and with the guidance of the Acharya Maharaj. So that is what religious committees outline. Uh, uh, and thank you very much for everybody who was volunteering for this noble purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahendra Bhai, and thank you, Mahendra Bhai. And as you mentioned, our Das Lakshana Parva Ujamni was also done very well. Celebration was done very well. And I want to note it, especially during Das Lakshana, our young children performed very well. And Prabhaben, she also one of the instrumental person to have their programs done. So I want to congratulate all of them and thank you. And before I go to next one, I want to say two things. I know our program is going a little bit longer than what we expected, but it's testing our patience, number one. Two, we do not get chance to have this kind of peaceful meetings where we can inform you what is happening with our Jain Center and what we can do for you to do better job. And that's why I am not rushing any of the committee reports, and I appreciate your patience and your support. Last but not least, before I go to the next committee JCYC report, as Salil Bhai has jotted down on our chat that whoever wants to donate any funds, either you can text us on 949 for Pujari, Pujari, or 949-478-5274. That number is on our chat box here, or you can go online and donate by credit card. There is a donate button on our website. I appreciate and thank you very much. Next one is JCYC report from Purvi Ben Parekh. Purvi Ben, please update us about JCYC report.
Sure. Thank you, Jayesh Bhai, and Jai Jinendra to everyone. And thank you for giving me an opportunity here to provide an update on our Pathshala program. So I have a few slides here that I'm going to put them up just so to give everybody a little bit of a picture of what we've been doing. As everybody has noted, we've kind of been missing the in-person gatherings that we have at the Jain Center, certainly both adults and children. But despite all the restrictions, the physical gathering restrictions that are related to the pandemic, our Pathshala program has been going on without missing a beat. And on a virtual basis, it's like it's Pathshala as normal. So it's been really good and a continuing program. We really went virtual probably back in April in a partial way, but when we started our Pathshala year this year, and it was pretty much full-fledged classes, and I will give you a little bit of details on that. So again, our Pathshala year usually starts right as we complete our Patdarshan and Daslakshan program each year. And so that's what we did. We started our Pathshala year this year in September. And it is, so we're almost halfway through our program in December here, and it's been going on very smoothly. Just to give you a little bit of a highlight on sort of where we are, this year we have about 370 registered students in our Pathshala. This is a little bit less than our normal year where it's about 430 or so. Where we've seen a little bit fewer students has been in the very small young age, the 3 and the 4-year-olds, because many parents there feel the children don't really have the ability or the patience to sit in front of a computer. So we have slightly fewer, but still it's been over 370 students and it's growing. Even as of yesterday, I had a parent call me and say, you know, I thought my children wouldn't be ready, but they really miss their friends and Pathshala. So can I still register my children? So we've had new registrations come in even as of yesterday. And of course, our students are able to do this. Our Pathshala program really hinges on our teachers, and it's over 70 teachers that that conduct all our classes. So we're very, very thankful for the generous time and effort and the selfless devotion that all our teachers have put in to our Pathshala program this year and every year. We have a lot of our teachers that have continued, and we have a growing number of new teachers from our second generation. And so we're very thankful that we have a very diverse group of teachers, and that has been very helpful. So just to give an idea, our teachers are really teaching our students that range, our Pathshala students range from age 3 years to 18 years. And basically over each Pathshala day, we end up with about 14 religion classes where the children are in classes of anywhere between, 10 to over 40 individual classes, 14 religion classes that are by age. We have 16 language classes for between Hindi and Gujarati. And also we have classes that teach about Indian culture, as well as what we call a life balance class. And so across 32 classes and over 70 teachers and 370 people, it's an effort to coordinate 500 individuals each Pathshala day. And it's been going pretty flawlessly with all the different classes taking place simultaneously. So we really have been very fortunate, and we've been with the efforts of everyone, and of course the efforts also of our of our AV team that was very helpful in getting us all set up. So all our classes have been virtual. Our typical Pathshala day, as you can see, starts with a Samu Pratna at 9:30 in the morning. And this is where we have all our students actually join together and in Samu Pratna Zoom meeting. And we usually have the Pratna being led by one of our students, and it's on a rotating basis. So it's a different child each time that leads the Pratna. We usually would have it where everybody would say Pratna together in our main hall. And since we can't have everybody sing, it's usually led by an individual. And it is great to see sort of more and more young students sort of volunteer to sort of speak and lead the Pratna. So it's been a great thing. Religion classes, as I said, all 16 usually take place from 10 to 11:15. And then we have what we call classes that help build on our Indian heritage. Our Pathshala program is really there to design to sort of build out a holistic approach to teaching our children, both Jainism, Jain way of life, Jain religion, Jain rituals, Jain practices, Jain philosophy, and then also about our Indian heritage through teaching of Hindi and Gujarati classes. The culture class that we have teaches, it's for high school students. So language classes start for students at age 7 onwards. And then once they get to high school, they can be in a culture class where they learn about Indian history, Indian geography, festivities, Indian culture, Indian politics, all things sort of India. And then our life balance class is really meant for our high school seniors and juniors, where they learn about sort of becoming independent young adults as they move on to college life. Also, in addition to that, we have Toastmasters class, where students get a chance to learn about public speaking, and that usually starts at about 8 in the morning. And then we have more sort of technical oriented classes that teach mathematics, technology, engineering. These are STEM classes that take place for our younger children during certain days outside of Pathshala days. So really, between all these programs, we end up having classes almost every weekend in some way. If it's not a regular Pathshala day, there are still classes that take place in other situations. So, and as in addition to sort of the regular Pathshala classes, each year we're always doing things to sort of improve our Pathshala program. And even as we've gone on to a virtual mode, we've continued to do that. This year we have actually introduced a sort of, I'll say, Sutra classes 2.0. We've always had sort of with the efforts of some of our members, such as Savita Auntie and Padma Ben and Pravina Ben, they always had coaching classes available during Pathshala days. But because of the regular Pathshala classes going on at that time, we weren't seeing a lot of participation in that. So we've actually introduced and created a new sort of approach to our coaching of Sutra. And they just basically started in November. We have 2 tracks, and in phase 1, as we have launched this, it's for children between the age of 7 and 12, and they can choose either between sort of a Chaitya Vandan Vidhi, where we are it's designed so that by age 12, a child can actually know how to do the complete Chaitya Vandan Vidhi, or they can choose the Digambar Jin Darshan track, where they learn the various sort of vidhi when one goes to temple for darshan, following the Digambar tradition. So these are, and we are very thankful. We've got about 13 or 14 coaches that have come up and volunteered to teach our children how to learn sutras with proper pronunciation and to memorize them. So just to give an idea, again, children do learn sutras during regular Pathshala class, but this is to coach them further in proper pronunciation and in proper memorization. We have these additional coaching classes. We want to extend them out once phase 1 is up and going, to sort of open it up to children of other ages outside of 7 to 12 years, and then eventually maybe even for adults. So this is something that we will be moving forward to. We're also always continuing continually refining our class curriculum. We have restructured completely our culture class. We've introduced the new life balance class. Our Gujarati classes are also going through a refresher in our curriculum. So that's always on an ongoing basis. And then, of course, what has made our Pathshala classes on a virtual basis quite successful, because our attendance has really been over 80% consistently across classes, 80 to 100%. And that's because we've sort of really leveraged technology so that our classes continue to remain very interactive. We have sort of Google Classroom for communication, for digital material. All our homework assignments, our books have been digital and put into Classroom. So in a way, we're also helping the environment and reducing the amount of paper we use, but also using sort of various functions such as Jamboard and Kahoot and quizzes. And I think what I wanted to give everybody an idea is just give a few images on just how well this has worked for our Pathshala. So here is an image of a class that is going on with children sort of taking their, it's a quiz, sort of a quiz program that actually is digital. And as you can see here, this is Jitin Bhai's class with Prabhashri as well. And they, as children answer questions, they can see how well they're doing. And this interactive element not only encourages participation, but then children become much more enthusiastic and prepared for the classes that they have to have. So this is just one example of various technology elements that are being used in class. And of course, in addition to our Pathshala classes, there are also, the program includes a lot of what we call extracurricular activities, because a big element of Pathshala is also just building out the community and the social element. And some of that extracurricular activity is led by our youth committee. We call it the JCYC committee, made up mostly of our high school students. And our high school students basically, this year, our JCYC committee has over 60 students. And so they have basically led a lot of monthly activities that are designed for our younger members. So here you can see that our JCYC committee during Patdarshan actually had an evening program each day for our younger members. And that included teaching them Gauli, teaching them Rangoli, there was storytelling and Pictionary. So our younger members get a chance to show and get spotlighted on what they are doing as well. So not only it's educational, but it's a fun element. And so these are the things that we want to keep doing in order to engage our children and make them not miss Pathshala and continue participating. So these are some of the things that they did then. Here is a game night that was also part of that program. As you can see, just sort of, this particular game is called Code Games. So that's another glimpse here. And here, of course, another fun element was something they do, which is every year. It's called their Halloween program. So our younger members get a chance to dress up as their favorite character or their superhero. And then, of course, they did some fun cooking demonstration and also some games. So just examples of some of the many activities that have been ongoing, sort of not only during Pathshala year, but even before that started. And of course, what we have also been very particular about is having Pathshala involved in just other broad activities that take place at the Jain Center in general. So, and it was brought up by Mahendra Bhai and also Jayesh Bhai. This year, we had a very successful Diwali event that was virtual, and many of our youth did participate in that. Here is a little image of that where our children actually demonstrated how to do the Gyan Pancham Puja Vidhi. So that's just another example that their efforts and our activities are not only educational as well as fun, and sort of really a very robust set of activities. Going forward, of course, and it's sort of more things that we are continuing to do is as COVID has made us sort of use more and more of technology, we also realize that as adults, sometimes we struggle a little bit with technology, but for children, this happens so easily. So as an effort to sort of continue helping our children develop more leadership skills, we're introducing and actually running a pilot program right now where some of our children are able to provide technology coaching to our senior members, some of our Swadhyay members. So we actually have a few children right now that have been doing one-on-one sessions to help some of our senior members with sort of hardware and software issues, questions that they may have on Zoom, YouTube, working with files and attachments. And as this becomes successful, we hope that it'll be a little bit of a mentorship where seniors can just reach out to children and especially get help with simple things and have them get more engaged in sort of technology things as well. And then another big thing we're working on that we're very excited about is we're building out a new registration website for our Pathshala. With this registration website, it'll also be a great platform for communication across all the entities within Pathshala, and then also with sort of other members of the community, because a big part of Pathshala activity is also being involved in sort of other parts of Jain Center. As you know, our children are involved with the AV team in many ways, but we also want them to be able to provide some volunteer opportunities, whether it's to help the finance department area or any other place. So a lot of things that we are always continuously working on. I really am very, very appreciative and thankful to all the teachers and volunteers in Pathshala that do such a lot of work to help with our Pathshala program. And of course, I want to thank the EC and BOD for all their support, and all the members of sort of other groups such as AV and the religious committee to give us a lot of the opportunities and a lot of the support to help us sort of continue with the Pathshala program in such a seamless manner. So thank you for that. And thank you, Jayesh Bhai.
Thank you, Purvi Ben. Excellent report. We are very proud that our new generation is getting best education in Jainism and other developments. So our teachers, all your teams, teachers and volunteers are doing a wonderful job, and thank you and congratulations. Now we are thanking, while we are thanking Pathshala teachers and Pathshala volunteers, let's not forget that our temple and our center, even though it is closed, it has been maintained immaculately, and impeccable cleanliness and maintenance has been done, and that would not have been done without the hard work of our maintenance committee. So I want to thank maintenance committee. At the same time, by Salil and Amrish Bojak and Salil, during this difficult time, they have been working hard and helping us out. Whenever we have any need has arisen, they have been there for us. So let's thank both of them. Thank you again. Let's go to next is Prafula Ben, TCCOP report. Prafula Ben will give us TCCOP report.
Am I there? Jai Jinendra. Since SC is not open due to pandemic, we have not been as visible. We have been doing our work with generous support from you all. Today, I will give you few stories how you have been able to bring a smile and relief to a lot of families. We have teamed up with Giving Children Hope, Buena Park School District, and Santa Ana Unified School Districts. Let me tell you the story. A single mother of 4 with a husband who has been deported, working 2 jobs, waking up at 3:40 a.m. to drop the youngest kid to the babysitter, her car broke down. She needed a bike to reach to work. We quickly provided a needed bike to her. I have shared this story with you on my previous update. A single mother with brain cancer had a heart attack in January. Her 2 boys, 6th and 9th grader, students of Buena Park, were forced to stay with someone while mother was in the hospital. Mom is now home, and the kids are helping mom, and their grades at the school has gone up. Dr. Elsie, the director of Child Welfare and Attendants of Buena Park had identified a need of providing these students with bikes. This would help them get heavy and cumbersome groceries from distribution centers. We teamed up with Giving Children Hope and bought them the bikes. Every year, we partner with Council for Aging in their Smile Makers program, bringing smiles to the seniors. This year, due to pandemic, it has been very difficult for them to get donations as closures of business and layoffs. They are distributing only lap blankets to all the seniors. With our community members' help, we were able to get 400 lap blankets at a very reasonable closeout price from a wholesaler. We continue sending 140 meals to a Long Beach church every month. Also, we deliver breakfast bars, pastas, sauces to Santa Ana. 150 sandwiches are served each week to homeless youths on the streets of Los Angeles. We are able to have volunteers to deliver these meals. Thanks to all those volunteers. We were able to send socks and bulk sanitizer supplies to an orphanage in Tijuana. How lucky we are. We have sent groceries to families who do not have means to go to distribution centers because they have no means of driving there. This was also done with teaming up with Giving Children Hope. Lots of groceries have been distributed at Valados Middle School in Placentia. We have been busy reaching out and making difference in individual lives. These families are facing a lot of health and above all mental issues. So we are sending fruits with the counselors who when they go and visit the students and their family. We are doing a lot more projects this month. We have been able to assign a tutor from Whitney, maybe more than one tutor, to 2 homeless kids who were taken in by some very nice humanitarian person. And now she has become the guardian of these 2 homeless students. Thanks for giving TCCOP time to make you aware of some of the activities which we have been doing all year round. And this can only be achieved by your generous support. Thank you again for giving us an opportunity to inform you of all the stuff we are doing and many more. I cannot cover everything because I am aware of we are running late. Thank you again from TCCOP.
Thank you very much, Prafula Ben. Next is Jaswant Bhai will be talking about External Education Committee. But before I hand it over to Jaswant Bhai, while I was talking about Amrish Bojak, by now probably all of you know, but if you do not know, he has become a father. His wife has delivered a baby boy. So just good news I want to share with all of you. Thank you. Jaswant Bhai, External Education Committee. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra. Thank you very much for giving me the time and opportunity to discuss about the external education. I do have some slides, Samir. Would you be able to project the slides? Okay. Thank you very much. I had presented some developments during the meeting at the Paryushan. So I will just put some recent developments, what we have done it so far in the last few months. We have established now a Bhagwan Suvidinath Endowed Chair for the Jain Study at California State University at the Long Beach. That happened on July 8th. And the main donors of that is Rakshaben and Hasadbhai Shah and Modi's. There we have religious chair, Professor Sophie Pandya, and she's going to be hiring the chairperson. The next one, we have a Bhagwan Abhinandan lectureship series at UCLA that would be for last 3 years. And in that, for the first time, we had 10 Jain families who donated the funds in entirety to fund this for the next 3 years. Next. We have now a Bhagwan Chandra Prabhu postdoctoral fellowship in Jain studies at the Claremont School of Theology, and that was also fully funded by 10 Jain families from Southern California. Next. We also now have a Sri Shantinath Endowed Chair in the Non-Violence Study at Cal Poly Pomona. The main donors there is Bipin and Rekha Shah, Prem and Sandhya Jain, and the Modis, and Ahimsa Center there that has been run by Professor Tara Sethi since last 15 years. Now it would be an endowed center along with the endowed chair for the nonviolence study. Next. For the first time, now we have an endowed chair in Jain and the Hindu Dharma at the Fresno State University. And that chair was established with $1 million donation, and 500,000 has been collected and will be donated by the Hindu families and 500,000 by the Jain families. We have 11 Jain families who contributed to this, and the 15 Hindu families contributed to this. This is a recently signed chair, and we have there Professor Veena Howard. She's going to spearhead the efforts of advertising and filling the chair position in the future. Next. We now also have a Bhagwan Anantnath Endowed Chair at the University of Wisconsin. This chair took $2 million to endow it. We were very fortunate that we have a $1 million matching funds available from the Mortgage Foundation. There's a private foundation. So we got a $1 million matching funds from the Mortgage Foundation, and the remaining $1 million has been raised by Bipin and Rekha Shah, Prem and Sandhya Jain. They both are past presidents of Jaina from Northern California, and the Rakshaben and Hasadbhai Shah and the Modis. And this will be this Wisconsin University. It's a very prestigious place, and that would be a Jain study chair in a perpetuity. Next. And in our backyard, now we have a Bhagwan Kuntunath endowed Jain scholar at the Saritos Community College. That was just signed a few days ago. And the main donors for that is Rakshaben and Sadbhai Shah and the Modis. This particular chair and a Jain scholar program would be very, very useful. They have a culinary school, and they have promised that they will promote vegetarian and the vegan food. They also have a performing arts center and a fine arts school, which is where we can promote a Jain art. And of course, they have many other students coming in into the different area, which is where we'll be able to project our Jain study program. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Thank you, Jaswant Bhai. Thank you very much for great report and progress. Next is Nitin Bhai will be giving report about ACC. Nitin Bhai. I'm happy you could make I'm happy you could make on a video rather than just on the phone. So thank you.
Yes, no, thank you. I made sure that I can do that. Thank you very much. And I also prepared some slides. Thank you very much, Jez Bhai, first of all, for calling Mahesh Bhai Vadaran asking for a report on behalf of Anekant Community Center. He has been busy, so I am representing Anekant Community Center. These are our board members, Mahesh Bhai is president, Pramod Bhai secretary, and Naveen Bhai treasurer. And I like to acknowledge and appreciate all the board members' very prompt responsiveness to many projects that we have gone through since the pandemic started, actually, because we couldn't do our regular things. We couldn't do the Jain Center health fairs and also not an AM health fair and other things, but we have been able to really do some good work that I'd like to share with you. Next slide, please. Samir. The first one happened in March when we learned that United States Mission is giving lunches 3,000 to 4,000 every day. They have been serving vegetarian meals. So we raised funds to help them and we visited them twice in 2 different restaurants. They've been serving 3,000 to 4,000 meals daily and they did it for a few months. Amazing. Next. This is another of our pet project that we started for online learning. And at first we thought that we will do 100 along with the matching from Sarvamangal Family Trust of another 100. And when we appealed to the community, you guys are awesome. We got response for 259. And then MS International employee, Bhavik Muni did more wonders that from $125, we could buy time and a half. So we literally gave first 500, but then we realized that this need is really great all over America and Canada. And we embarked on journey with Jaina and we gave about 1,000 plus with in association with Jaina in different parts of North America and another 1,000 plus in different parts of Southern California and others. And this drive is still ongoing. Sarvamangal Family Trust is interested in giving up to 5,000 total, and we are around 2,000, between 2,000 and 2,500. If anybody has any interest, anybody looking for any schools to help, we are here and we can explain you more when the time comes if you need and if you want to help. Next slide, Samir. Then we started blood donation drives along with Joy of Sharing Foundation at Sanatan Temple. And yes, this is me. I have so far donated 3 times. We started in April every month. And thanks to Jaina, JCSC, ECBOD, we did 1 time at Jain Center. And our next drive is on January 10. Very, very important. This is the easiest way every human being can help up to 3 people. It just takes 1 to 2 hours of your time. Come there, lay down, they do some tests, they clear you. And if you are good, it's a matter of blood that you will recover within a couple of weeks' time. Please sign up for January 10 drives. Any questions, call me and or Ashok Bhai and of course, JS Bhai. We want to continue this on a monthly basis if there's good response from the community. We have raised about 25 to 30 pints of blood from April every month at Sanatan Temple. Next. Then we realized that Anekant Community Center does 3 to 5 missions in different parts of the world. And we knew we couldn't go this time. So we started talking and I'm very happy to report that we were able to participate in helping 300 people in Nigeria with cataract surgeries at a cost of $30 per cataract. And many of you have supported in this noble project. And they've done 579 last on Monday, and I'm waiting for the final report. Their plan is to do 1,000. They had funding for 700, but they were looking for more, so they approached us, and we agreed to support with another 300. So thanks. Next slide. And this is, I have only this and one more slide after this, but I'll take little time to explain. This is the flagship project that Anekant Community Center embarked on. Our goal was to do 20 cataract surgeries in any part of the world besides India. And the reason is if we were to do it in India, it would have been a little bit too easy because A lot of camps happen, we reach out, we support, and it can get done. But we wanted to do something more in other parts of the world where it is not that easily done. So when I was there last year for the mission in 2019, August, we had spoken about it and said that my goal is to do 2020 in different parts of the world, out of which can you do 1,000 in Ghana? Because I could see that the setup was very good. So Dr. Bo, the local eye surgeon, I called him in May, said, look, we were planning to go there in October and do 1,000. I said, this is not going to be because of pandemic. What can you do? Because you have enough manpower, but we will support you with all the other resources. So there are few organizations involved, and in the interest of time, I won't mention them, but Dr. Bo is the key person with the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital there, United States, United Service to Africa here, etc. So he called me, he said, give me a week. And he called me back end of May and said, Dr. Shah, we will do 2020 cataracts. That was your vision, and we can offer and do that. Between October and December, we will carry out these surgeries at 4 different hospitals in Ghana. Next and last slide, and that will tell more stories. By the way, the picture of one with the microscope was of Dr. Bo. This is Dr. Bo, who is working doing a surgery. Next. We raised $53,000 with $1.20 for cataract, with dollar to dollar matching from 3 families. The Sadia Foundation, that's B.U. Patel, Choksi family, Minaben and Nisidbai Choksi, and of course, Wadar family, Maizbai and Ushaben. They gave us 20,000 and we raised the others, and of course, we overdid. Then Mr. B.U. Patel, who had given us 2,500 pounds of medicines in 2019. These medicines go from India to Ghana, and he gave us 5,000 pounds this time. The way it works is he donates the medicines to us and we transport them. So the Anikant Community Center pays for the cost of transportation. And this is expected to help 4,000 plus patients. The latest report that I have is they have screened about 2,150 patients for diabetes, high blood pressure, other medical conditions, etc. And to date, they have done 1,041 cataract surgeries, and they are on course to complete 2020 before the end of December 31st, 2020. I'm very happy that we could pull this off. We have had 5 Zoom meetings with 20 plus participants and 15 plus from Ghana. We have spoken that and carried on this with a lot of blessings from people and a lot of good work from there. And with that, I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate people who hung around, and a humble request to Samir and Jayasbhai, please send this little report to the community for those who have not been able to see. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Nitin Bhai. Next would be Chetna Ben giving Mahila Mandal report. Before she starts the report, I want to make one announcement. You will be getting information in our newsletter. Samir Bhai is sending you regularly that South Asian Network had contacted us and requested us to provide some facility for free COVID-19 testing for the local community. And we are providing our parking lot in the newly acquired building, in the back building, where December 14th, that will be a week from tomorrow, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., we will be having this free COVID-19 testing. Those who are interested to get it tested, you can register yourself. And we are also looking for volunteers. If you want to participate in volunteering services, proper protective gears would be provided. So if there's any volunteer, we would be requesting them to provide. Nitin Bhai, you want to add something?
Yes, thank you very much, Jayesh Bhai. So far, out of 4 that we need, Ramesh Bhai Zaveri and Dhiren Bhai Mehta has agreed to volunteer. We're looking for 2 more. And Also, this is an opportunity for all of us to get tested if you want to. I believe it will be at no cost. And again, they had said that if we have 75 volunteers from the community, they will donate $1,000 to Jain Center. So another way to raise some funds for Jain Center. Thank you, Jayesh Bhai, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Nitin Bhai. Chetna Ben, and after Chetna Ben finishes her report, I would request Rekha Ben Doshi to recite Navkar Mantra. So Chetna Ben, it's yours.
Yes, thank you. Jai Jinendra to all, behalf of Mahila Mandal. And this has been only 2 minutes. I know it's been long time for everyone. Here are some small activities carried out during the year 2020. Very small means beginning of the year we had only 2 Mahila Mandal pujas, and off and on we help like in monthly puja I don't remember how many, but like 3, 4, 5 I think so. Snatra puja at Derasar, our 2 or 3 members attended that puja. Due to pandemic, we had 3 virtual Zoom meeting, and the first was for the introduction of new members. Total we have a 77 members now, and 10 this year 10 new members they joined the Mahila Mandal, but they didn't get chance to do pujas and anything because of this pandemic. Meeting number 2, like it was for the Naupat Puja, and the whole puja we recite virtually, and everyone enjoyed, and some of them our members they participate in singing. And we had like Naupat Puja physically at Derasar too. The third meeting was for Diwali get together. Some of us sang Bhakti song and shared some small stories about the Mahavir Swami Bhagwan, Gautam Swami Bhagwan, and Gnan Pancham. Until we don't meet physically, we want to do like we want to meet on we want to continue on the Zoom meeting. And I like to say for the Zoom meeting, like for thank you to Samir, Pradeep Bhai, and Ankit. They help us to arranging this Zoom meeting. And I want to say thank you to Jayesh Bhai, give me a chance, because first I said no, I don't want to say anything, but yesterday I called and Jayesh Bhai say okay, you will get chance. So I say just 2 minutes, I want to say quick thing, what we have done whole year, and we still want to continue meeting like virtually until we meet next year for our ready for our pujas. Thank you very much.
Chetna Ben, it's never late, and keep up the good work, continue the good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
While we are concluding our meeting, I think Nitin Bhai is raising his hand, but before Nitin Bhai, you say something, just 1 second that, okay, go ahead, Nitin Bhai, you want to say something?
Yeah, Jai Jinendra, thank you. Just one last request again about the academic education. On behalf of External Education Committee, I would like to request anybody who has interest, please reach out to Dr. Jaswant Modi, myself. We will really like help in that field because we are growing in multiple different ways. So please reach out to us. Thank you. Thank you, Jaswant.
Thank you. Jaswant Bhai, you want to say something? You are mute, Jaswant Bhai. Unmute yourself. Jaswant Bhai.
Jayesh Bhai, when you send out the report, whatever report, my slide presentation and the report, if it goes out to the community, then those who are not able to attend it, I think they will have an opportunity to review. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Now, at the end, first of all, I want to thank you all, those who are hanging in there. They are the true members of the, I would not say only the true members, but they are the one who are really sincere and interested in our progress and our program. So I appreciate all of you for hanging in there. Thank you very much. And my desire was to, I can maybe at the end, I usually always say that let's go and have Swami Vatsalya. But unfortunately, because of COVID-19, I would not be able to invite you for Swami Vatsalya in our dining hall at Jain Center. I hope we can do this very soon. And I want to wish you the best and have a good Swami Vatsalya on your place. Thank you. I would request Rekha Ben Doshi to recite Navkar Mantra, and that would conclude our today's meeting. Again, thank you for hanging in there. Thank you.
પ્રણામ. નમો અરિહંતાણમ, નમો સિદ્ધાણમ, નમો આયરિયાણમ, નમો ઉવસ્જાયાણમ, નમો લોએ સવ્વસાહૂણમ, એસો પંચનમકારો સર્વપાવપણાસણો મંગલાણં ચ સવ્વેસિંહ પરમં હવૈ મંગલમ. પ્રણામ. જય જિનેન્દ્ર બધાને.
જય જીનેન્દ્ર.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Jinendra. Have a wonderful time.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર everybody.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર everyone.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર everyone.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
જય જીનેન્દ્ર.
Thank you.
Thank you.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર. એડીઓડી મીટિંગ મેં 77 મારું જ ખાલી.
Oh.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર everybody.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર એવરીબોડી.
બધા સાથમાં રહેજો.
ગુણવંતી બેન, જય જિનેન્દ્ર. ગુણી બેન,
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર everybody.
આવી જાઓ.
આવી જાઓ.
જય જીનેન્દ્ર સવિતા બેન. જય જીનેન્દ્ર.
જયેશભાઈ જમવા આવીએ છીએ તમારા ઘરે. સ્વામી વાત્સલ્ય તમારા ઘરે આવીએ છીએ.
અમે પણ આવીશું.
બધા
બધા આવી જાઓ. બધા
આવી જાઓ. 6 ફૂટના ડિસ્ટન્સે બધાને બેસાડીને સ્વામી વાત્સલ્ય કરાવીશ.
This is your opportunity. Don't miss it.
You should announce well in advance. You should have announced this thing.
We have many surprises. This is one of them.
Okay, we are having the rain check now.
Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
Bye, Jai Jinendra.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર કવિતા.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
સાતામાં.
બરાબર છે.
સવિતાબેન સાતામાં. જય જિનેન્દ્ર. જ્યોતિ
સાતામાં. જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
રમીલા શું બનાવ્યું છે ત્યાં?
જય જિનેન્દ્ર. સવિતાબેન આમે વાત્સલ્યમાં તો સારું જ હોય ને.
પૂછવાની શું?
We are looking forward.
સરપ્રાઈઝ મેન્યુ.
We don't want surprise.
અમીલાના ઘરે સરપ્રાઈઝ બરાબર હોય. સારી
એની સરપ્રાઈઝ નહીં મળે, ગુડ સરપ્રાઈઝ મળશે.
Good. Okay.
તમે ભૂખ્યા નહીં જાઓ.
I hope કે હવે જલ્દી બધા મળે એકબીજાને.
મારા ફેમિલીમાંથી છે ને કોઈ ભૂખ્યું ના જાય.
પૂછવાનું જ નહીં.
મારા ફેમિલીમાં ભૂખ્યું કોઈ ના જાય.
મૂડમાં છે એકદમ સરસ. સારું લાગે જોઈને આનંદ થાય.
થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ. સારું તો ફોન કરે તો કોઈ વાર યાદ કરીને.
હે શું કહો છો?
કઈ નહીં, પછી ફોન કરીશ.
ઓકે.
ચાલો બધાને જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
Stay safe.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
Stay safe. Stay happy.
જય જિનેન્દ્ર.
સાતામાં